All right, here we are. How's everybody doing? It's JD Temple from the Light of the Darkness. Thank you guys for joining us for the live broadcast. I'm really excited about tonight. It's going to be awesome. And I'm going to really attempt to be as professional as I can possibly be and not cuss every second. I had a weird attitude going on the last week and a half, and one of my awesome viewers kind of called me out on it. And yeah, I want to have a great podcast and relay information and not have what they called a jack off session. So this is not going to be a jack off session. This is going to be real deal information with two awesome people that can present their ideas and views in a professional way, So I'm going to try to be as professional as I can be. Um, I'm not wearing a suit. I'm wearing a freaking t-shirt, but that's about as good as it gets, as good as you're going to get. So anyway, joining me tonight, I've got a really good friend of mine, Nicoline Albrecht, hailing from freaking the Netherlands, which I would love to freaking visit one day. So a place that I've always wanted to go. But she's going to really be, sharing some awesome information with us tonight, and I'm excited about it. And how you doing, Nicoline?
Yeah, I'm good. Thanks for having me. And yeah, hello everyone. I'm Nicoline. This is my very first time on YouTube, and it's live, so that's very scary. But yeah, it's gonna be good, I guess. So yeah.
It's gonna be awesome. It's gonna be awesome, and I'm so elated to have you on. I really am. I mean, her and I talk a lot, and she's a really great friend of mine. I mean, she's really become a really dear friend of mine, and I value her presence and influence in my life a great deal. And I've really wanted to do this for a while, and I'm so glad that she's had a willingness and really been excited to do this and to share some things with us and to really kind of share of herself and really help you guys to really get to know who she is and what she's about and that kind of thing. But the main thing we're going to be talking about tonight is some kind of lesser known aspects of Belial. I mean, some people may have some of this information. I would think maybe less people do than have it, but that's why I'm kind of interested, excited, interested to talk about these things. But we may even talk about some other spirits and some other occult topics and things. You really don't know what we're going to get into, but I kind of wanted to start off with Belial, or as you call him, Belial. I guess lay it on me. What is it that you are really feeling inclined to share with us from the very start? Go ahead and give it to me.
Yeah. I'm kind of thrown in the deep here right now, but yeah, what I wanted to share is that, well, basically, this was actually, yeah, most of it is actually personal notice, and I think he actually even has he has a hand in us doing this video. Like that's the first thing that, um, yeah. I was like I really had my doubts, like should I be sharing that stuff, because a lot of that is not very easy to verify. And but yeah, um he's definitely, yeah, a few spirits that have been showing me some other aspects in other pantheons. And yeah, like mostly in the Greek pantheon stuff. And he was actually one of the first, or maybe the very first, that came forward and sort of led me to this. To me, well, it was completely baffling, like that, to this other aspect of him. And but then it suddenly it sort of dawned upon me. Like I started making these connections. Um, that, well, for instance, he's known as, well, the Lord of the Trident. And if he's connected to horses and um, storms and the earth and yeah, all that stuff. And suddenly it just appeared. like I made this connection. Like he's Poseidon. I'm sure. I was sure. And yeah, then other people started sort of coming in and verifying this. Like, yeah, so many connections. And he started like there's this whole thing with Atlantis stuff too. I mean, it's something I find it's sometimes very hard to believe as well. But there was this group of Atlanteans that was called the Sons of Belial, and the main deity in Atlantis was supposed to be Poseidon. So there was also, like, yeah, just lots of weird stuff going on, and the way he presented himself always as a sailor to me, like, yeah, that's
I mean, I think you're spot on with it because I mean, like he has been revealing to me, like even before we talked about this, just like so much to do with the element of water, and it was just kind of odd to me. Kept like use water this, water that, and I was always told I had a connection to Atlantis myself, and it was just like it made so much sense to me and resonated with me. This everything that you're saying now.
yeah, and yeah, I thought it was just weird at first, but yeah, it just makes so much sense. And also, if you um, Poseidon, for instance, he is Lord of the Trident as well, and I mean he's known for it. And actually, he used to be a spirit of the earth, but he got sort of reassigned to being a spirit of the sea and of sailors but and storms. I mean, he would be the one, just actually kind of like what you were talking about with Orly earlier on about Belial removing obstacles. Actually, Poseidon, he does that too. He's makes sure the travels were safe and that yeah, that people could go about their business.
And it's so funny too, like the synchronicities and all of this stuff. Like just like 10 minutes prior to this podcast, Timothy Donahue had messaged me about some things, and like he was going to ship me some stuff, and he wanted to get my actual legal name, and he thought that that basically like my last name Temple that I had, maybe that was something I was just using, but it wasn't like my real name. And I told him that my name was Jerry, and he was like, haha, Sailor Jerry. And he was laughing about Sailor Jerry. And I was like, oh my God, that is so fucking funny. Like, because it ties into like what you were just talking about. It's like, it's so crazy, like how these little subtle synchronicities will kind of like come out of left field at these specific times to kind of really verify a lot of this stuff. I mean, it's just so odd and unusual, but it's like, dude, like, how can you really ignore that as like, Belial himself being like, hey, yeah, there's connections, I'm letting you know before you go on the air, like, fuck yeah,
Yeah,
dude. Ah, shit.
well, it's the same thing with like the whole thing. I was very unsure. I mean, that's why I was a bit nervous in the beginning, but I was very unsure if I should be saying this, if I should be revealing that. And so I kind of asked him for, like, give me a green light, like that this is okay. It's okay to do this because, well, he's shown me other aspects as well, but in directly or indirectly. And well, someone a few days ago sent me a quote that actually it was about Belial, and it sort of in a very opposite way. It was pointing at another aspect of him that I know of, and it was kind of I felt it was a push for the people who are reading that and to find out more. Like, hey, I want this to be known, and I want like, and then I said, okay, this is okay. We can do this, and
I think you're doing the
yeah,
right thing. Absolutely. Absolutely. Like it's
well,
freaking amazing that your willingness to, really share this with us. And that's why I've been so excited. It's felt so right to me. I'm really glad that you feel the same way.
yeah. Well, well, for me, it's also like I told you before. It's a kind of a coming out thing as well, because well, first it's the first time on YouTube. This is also like my family can see this, perhaps. I don't know. They could walk into your channel and see this. And they're gonna see me here talking about spirit stuff. And I have never told them. I mean, I come from an atheist background, so I have a chance that they're gonna think I'm insane. Or like this is
No, no way, man. You too? Oh shit. You'll be okay. Trust me. It'll be a little difficult at first, but
well,
you'll like it. You'll like it.
I feel he did this because he's been doing this the whole time. But like every time I accidentally drop something, like drop a hint or something happens by accident that may reveal whatever I'm up to, and it's always Belial, always. So yesterday, I told you this already, but yeah, yesterday I had a friend of mine coming over, and so I made sure everything was gone, all the offerings, sigils, everything was hidden. And but I have Belial's section. He has kind of his own section, like in another part of the
Why would you
house.
need to do that? Like why would you need to have it separate from everything else? Like, what's up with that, man?
He asked me to specifically.
Yeah, yeah. I found that out the hard way, man. Fuck, fuck.
I think maybe he did that on purpose.
Yeah.
Okay, so yeah, he asked me to put his stuff right there, and of course I skipped that corner, so everything was out there, the sigils and the offerings and the things I made for him, like a decorated shell with his sigil on it. There were blood offerings, yeah, the whole thing, and the fuck, that's yeah, but also friends tagging me in a message about Belial openly, like, and then, or me. Well, that was another very weird. I mean, it was actually very funny. But I had copied. I guess I didn't even know I copied that text. I had read a text about him, and I guess my phone copied it and posted it openly on Facebook.
Gotta love that.
That was in, and my mother the next day she was like, "What was that text that was on there? You posted this whole text." And oh, there was nothing, nothing. I
Yeah,
think it was there
I'm
for
sure
two
she
minutes.
thought it was just nothing.
It was there for 2 minutes, and she read it.
And in that time, she got to see it. Isn't that something?
Yeah,
It's
that's
like he refuses to be ignored right now. It's like he is just going to be everywhere in your face. He's going to make sure,
yeah.
even if you don't do it, I'm going to do it. It's like,
He,
it's just so
he
crazy.
maybe not just him, but he's the most like you're gonna be honest. Like you're gonna be honest about yourself, about what you're doing, and it's just very hard.
It is
So
hard, but it feels good though after you do it. It really does. It feels great.
yeah, I hope so. I hope I'm not gonna be like sent to the nut house or something.
Not at all. I think it's going to really. I feel like it's going to be fine. It really is, and I wanted to let you know with that sentiment, regarding that. It's like you have a lot of people on the chat, man, that are just like totally supporting you right now, and they love what you're doing, and that you're doing so freaking awesome. And that, like David said, don't be afraid, we're your family too. And that's freaking awesome. And I want to like say hi to everybody that's on here, Joseph Dunn and Orly Stewart and Pam. What's up, Pam? How are you? And what's going on? Allie and Leah and David. And I know there's somebody else on here too, Allie. And I don't want to forget anybody, man. I don't know how you say your name. I do not want to butcher it, brother, but I'm going to do my best. Man, you have a really difficult name for me, and I'm sorry. Machigic Pasowiak. Damn it. I wish I knew how to pronounce it, dude. But I mean, you have a lot of people on here that are just like really rooting for you, and they feel it, man. Like they feel it and they're loving it. So it's like, feel the love and roll with it. Yeah.
Thanks everyone. That's really heartwarming.
It is.
Yeah.
It's wonderful. It's the best.
It is. Yeah.
So it's all about.
Yeah, it is. It is. Just showing my face, I guess, and getting stuff out.
And your hair. I want to see your hair really quickly. Like, show us your freaking glorious hair that I want just like that. Like, I am striving to do that. I want to do it. Let me see it. Oh, yeah.
There. I mean, yeah, it's dark here. So this is all the light I can get right here. And this is my crappy phone camera. So, yeah, that's kind of it for now.
It's gorgeous. I love it. It's gorgeous. Like I just, like I said before, I just want to I just want to put my face in it and be like, oh my God, it's like so soft and awesome, love it. And I want it, I'm like envious. I'm like, have like dread envy, like so hardcore. It's freaking insane.
Love it. We have to start our own order. Remember, we're going to start the dreadful order.
Yeah, dude, it's gonna be awesome. I can't wait. Like, it's gonna take me a while, before I can have dreads as glorious as you, but it's gonna happen. It's going to freaking happen, and I cannot wait. It's been a long time. It's been 19 years or something like that. No, 21 years since I've had some, and they were never nearly as awesome as that. But they will be. They will be.
Yeah. It's gonna look good, I'm sure. So yeah, what are we gonna talk about next?
So I know you did mention earlier when we were talking before we went live, you kind of mentioned something, and I kind of feel, I guess, obligated to bring it up so that we can talk about it, because I think it happened for a reason. You said something about you wanted to talk about Paimon for a minute or something like that. And if you don't, that's fine. But you did mention that. And I was like, hey, I mean, maybe that's something that needs to be, some things to be spoken about there as well.
Yeah. This is totally unscripted. We're going rogue.
Hell yeah. It's the only way we do it, man. I mean, I'm an Aries, dude. I can't plan shit. I am totally off the cuff and spontaneous, and that's just gets me so high and gets me off. I love it. So in a professional way. Gets me off in a very professional way. So yeah, it's just, we keep it loose, man. So flow with it, whatever you want to say.
Yeah, because what you suggested earlier, that we can record and then we can edit things out. And I thought, no, if we're gonna do this, we're gonna do it live. Like, I mean, if I'm gonna fall on my face, whatever, it's so be it.
But you're not, and that's awesome. You already jumped off the cliff, and you've you're just kind of like free flowing, like surfing the air, so you're doing great, so hell yeah.
Yeah, I guess so. Yeah, I think maybe when it comes to revealing aspects or something, I'm kind of, the thing is these things are kind of hard to put into words or to like bring that to maybe an audience without sounding like someone who's a complete lunatic. Like the way I talked about Belial first, I was like, this is not very, what's that called in English? See, that's another thing. I often don't really know the English word for things, but
I know that's why I say fuck a lot, because it's just kind of like, it kind of just really like is a good descriptive word that can be used for anything. So, that's how we do it. A lot of us
Here,
dumbasses do it, so however you want to freaking express yourself, feel free to do it. This is a safe place. And nobody here thinks you're crazy, because we're all crazy. There's not a sane person here, probably. Not all the way anyway.
well, there's and keep in mind again, just the same as with Belial, this is all personal. What you call that? Personal knowledge or personal things that, yeah, maybe me and some others sense these connections too. But there's been a lot of talk about Paimon and Azazel being like the same being. And well, the way I see it, it's well, they're connected. Certainly, like their Paimon and Azazel aspects are connected. But other than that, I've seen. Or I think, yeah, I think it's kind of important to maybe talk about that as well.
Yeah, let's do that. Let's talk about that.
Well, Paimon on his own, he's actually quite big. He's like too big to be just, just the mask of Azazel. He's like separately. Um, he's led me to a Greek aspect of him as well as a possible Egyptian aspect of him that are quite like, yeah. I kind of at some point I thought like, what happened to you? Like you got degraded to being some demonic king and people like trying to command you whatever. And yeah, he first he plain out like revealed to me very strongly that he is Hephaestus. Hephaestus being the blacksmith god of the Greek pantheon. And yeah, it's just from there on I started reading into what he represents. And yeah, it was just, well, another someone else got simultaneously, almost at the same time, they got led to the Roman version of that god. So that was actually a kind of a confirmation. So yeah, I think I'm like 99% sure that he is Hephaestus. And it's also part of where his name comes from. Because in some regions he was called Pythos. And yeah, that's
And that's very similar, it kind of like really kind of fits together, phonetically, it's like kind of close. So it's kind of like, hey, it just really makes sense. And it's one of those things where it's like, it can really stay hidden from a lot of people. But when you are led to the truth of it and it's some light shed on it, you're like, whoa, like that connection just really makes sense. And going back to the Azazel Paimon connection, what, if you can share this, what is your view on it? Like how they are connected, not that they are the same spirit, but they are connected. Like, what does that mean to you personally? If you can talk about that. If you can't, that's all good, and we'll move on to something else. But if you can elaborate on that, that would be awesome.
I'm gonna try to like channel whatever, or because I'm not sure how to put that into words. They definitely did describe things to me very clearly.
We talked about it before, me and you and I privately. You shared some things with me, but I don't know that that's something you can share. But I'm hoping that you can, because it made a lot of sense when you put it the way you put it. If you know what I'm talking about, I'm not going to drop any hints because I don't want to drop any
Well,
hints. But I'm hoping that you'll catch my drift, and maybe it's something that you can talk about.
I can try, but I think it's like they're sort of partly merged, but the way I see it, it wasn't like they were born that way, like a Siamese twin, but sort of being sewn together, like attached to each other at a later stage.
Yes.
And so that's why I said, as I said earlier, I think they are connected through those, like as Paimon and Azazel, they are connected as that, like twin brothers in a way. But the other aspects are quite separate from each other. And yeah, so that basically, I'm still say really why that happened or when or what was the reason. It's yeah, soul merging. I think that's
That's
and
what I
like
was hoping that you would talk about, is that kind of how they were attached to one another at birth, maybe, and then they were able to kind of be separated after that.
maybe, but I don't know if I look at some of the things Azazel revealed. That's just. I mean, I can just as well keep talking. I mean, basically every for now every spirit that I work with four spirits. That's Lucifer, Paimon, Azazel, and Belial, and all four of them have revealed some other aspects. So mostly in the Greek pantheon for some reason, because maybe I find that easier to connect with or to relate to, I guess. But yeah, what was I saying? Yeah, they're quite separate in that other in the other forms that I've seen them in. But I could be wrong, of course.
Can we talk about the other two spirits as well? I mean, I'm sure there's some things that you would like to share about Lucifer, and maybe some things about Azazel that are significant to you, and that everybody would like to hear. And it might be some things that is more commonly known, but we can still elaborate on it for sure. If there's anything that you would feel like sharing on those.
Well, I can. I think Azazel has. He's actually quite proud, it seems, of being a war god, and it seems he's shown himself quite clearly as Aries. Also, again, it's some usually I ask if I get like these outrageous things, this information, and so I ask them for signs, like is this true or is it just happening in my mind? And so I ask them to manifest a physical sign, like this is I really told you that, and
How long does that take typically for something like that to manifest when you ask for these signs?
I haven't really got like maybe a week or a few days. It depends on so many, maybe on how easy it is, like and how and the spirit as well. Belial, he manifested signs before I asked him. For instance, it
Like he
was
was reading your mind or something?
like last week when you saw that little like a green. I saw a green candy wrapper on the floor, and I kept that in mind. And the moment I asked him like for verification for something, and I got that green candy wrapper, that was your sign, like that sort of stuff. But then Lucifer, he can take ages because it's going to be something elaborate and very mind blowing, and yeah, like, yeah.
I mean, I think that's like, it's like that's really like a powerful message for a lot of people, that they, I don't know, a lot of people are not patient enough or confident enough in their ability spiritually to really believe firmly that they are able to receive messages from these spirits. And I think that a lot of them are just overlooking it. They're really kind of not allowing the manifestation to occur, or maybe when they do see it, they kind of brush it off like it's coincidence or something like that. And it's like, you know, when if you're working with these spirits, if you go to them and you ask them for some verification or some clarification, be patient and wait, and be, you know, open and to whatever it might be. I mean, it could be anywhere. You could be doing anything. You could be walking down the street going somewhere. You could be on a bus going to work. You could be like like going to the bathroom on your tablet on Facebook, and you could see something, and it just like it could come from anywhere. And I think like we're all able to like receive these messages, but so many people doubt themselves, and so many people are like looking or focusing in one specific area maybe, and they're like missing a million different signs that are like right out there everywhere around them, and they just totally let it just pass them by like it's nothing.
Well, yeah. Usually, in my experience, these sort of signs or manifestations, it just happens the moment you're not thinking about it anymore. Like you just let
Right.
it go. That's why I'm not giving them like time frames, and just do it in your own time. And yeah, just be relaxed and see. And if it doesn't come up, maybe in a month later, like with Lucifer, for instance, I'm gonna ask him again, and then suddenly he comes up with this big theatrical.
Yeah, it's like, you know, I just wanted to make sure that you really wanted to know. I mean, you kind of, the way you asked me, it was kind of like, well, you want to know, but it's really not that important to you. Like, I want to know that it's important. You need to ask me, come to me 2 more times. And once you do that, it's going to be like freaking like a firework extravaganza, like with your name, like, you know, written in the freaking clouds, and like a airplane with a banner going by that's like, you know, freaking, you're the best ever. And it's like, yeah, I mean, you got to be patient, right? And you have to be
Yeah,
willing to go back to them and like actually put forth some effort in many cases. Prove to them
well,
that you want it.
very actually, Azazel, he's been very consistent with good, like clear, clear signs and generally clear communication. But, to me, at least, like I don't ever have to ask whatever is up or what. Like he's just, yeah. If he wants to say something, he will say it immediately, right in your face. And I can guess maybe that's why some people see him as for advanced people only, but because you're going to have to be able to deal with that. That's sort of, well, bordering rude, I guess. Like he'll just come in and,
Invade
yeah,
your personal space and kind of be a little overbearing, possibly, things like that.
yeah. I mean, he'll just interrupt if I'm trying. It's happened. Well, actually, Belial does the same. Like you're trying to evoke another spirit, and they're like, "Okay, you're in a receptive state right now, so I'm gonna talk. Doesn't matter that you're talking to another spirit. I want your attention." So, yeah, they'll just do it. But yeah, Azazel, he actually made a very nice, like a really funny, but yeah, funny way of making clear that whatever he told me was true. So I asked him. So I asked him for the sign, and he said it's going to be a ladybug. So a ladybug, yeah, okay, whatever. And so I let it go. First, a few days later, I think I found a ladybug in my bed. There's a ladybug just walking around in my bed. Okay, could be, you know, yeah. And next thing, I was going for lunch with my father, and on my way back from the restaurant, my way back home, I take an alternative route, and I come across a few playing cards that were just they were on the streets, and they were in a very significant. They were very significant cards, like relating to what he told me. And the next thing, I literally stepped on a ladybug that's been painted on the sidewalk. like a big, like, yeah, that's his sign.
Right.
That was
Yeah, that was plain as day, right? And imagine taking an alternate route, like, and there it is.
bam, I stepped on it. Like this, yeah, that's how these things work. Like you're thinking it's not gonna happen, and then they just blow your mind.
Yeah, absolutely. And my my mind has been blown like so much and so much more than I can even imagine. Like every single day for the past few weeks. I mean, really for the past few years, but especially the past few weeks. I mean, it's just crazy. I mean, and then I wanted to mention, like your friend Allie said something about. I want to make sure that I get this right. This is up to you. This is totally up to you. But she says that. Oh, hold on. I went too far. Okay. Well, where it is? Oh, where is it at? Hold on. No. Hold on 1 second. Where's she at? Okay. Hold on. Damn it. Something like Andres wants to be spoken about. Okay, yeah, Andres is asking to be told about, but it's up to you.
Plus, oh, it's been a while. She's gonna have to like help me a bit on that. What does he want to be?
All right, let me ask her. Well, she'll say it. So, Allie, what is it that he wants us to talk about? Like, what is it that he wants to be brought to the light? I guess give her a few seconds. She'll let us know here in a minute.
With him, but um,
I guess it seemed like it's something that you would know, but if it's been a while, then okay. She said okay, and she's gonna let us know here in a moment, hopefully.
well, it's very funny that Andros actually that was my very one of my very first encounters with these how these things work. Yeah, I can reveal that. That was actually very nice. Um, so Ali, she works with Andros, and she's a very good friend of mine. And she really, yeah, she really took my hand a lot. Like there's been a lot of guidance. Yeah, gave me a lot of guidance. So she basically talked me into, or led me to do like a blind evocation of Andros. That's what it turned out to be. I mean, yeah, just connect with him, and yeah, I could feel his presence. He was here for sure, but I had no idea who he was or who he is. I knew, I, I don't think, well, maybe she deliberately left that out.
No,
But
she just mentioned it now that he wants to be known as a protector, a very powerful protector.
yeah, I get it. I get it. I can tell that. I can talk about that because yeah, just like some of the other demons, he's very misunderstood. Because, yeah, he can fuck you up if you want. If you're doing messed up stuff, definitely like he's been known to kill the sorcerer.
Oh
But
shit. Yeah.
experience, I'm gonna tell you my experience with how that like it's a very good example of how your own attitude in during an evocation can just lead to uh, like how it affects them if you're friendly to them and not afraid. So I had no idea about his reputation, and so he comes over here, and I was like, yeah, maybe this is still in my mind, and but he showed me as he came to me as a robot, like some android, yeah, a robot. Like, okay, and he was generally like it was like a friendly introduction, and yeah, so after that, well, I had no idea that he was. I mean, I was a noob here. That's the thing. I was sitting here completely unprotected and doing a blind evocation actually with Andras, who is some notorious killer, so called. who ends up being just completely nice and friendly and nothing wrong because there was no stress, no tension, or I was not expecting him to be some bad guy. And then so I Google him, and for some reason, what shows up is an image of um, of a robot called Andras. Toy. And with exact the same colors in black and yellow. Uh, Apparently, someone made robot toys of goetic demons, and he was featured in that. Like that was my first sign. Like, yeah, I could not have made it up. That was him showing me like a funny version of himself. He was just joking, and yeah, and he's definitely in the beginning. He's definitely, yeah, he is a protector. That's for sure.
It's like he was sending you a message too, kind of like to like humanity. It's like, yeah, technology is awesome and it can be really great, but it can also like totally just fuck you up and like eliminate humanity in an instant when it gets to a certain degree. It's like I kind of see like a correlation there. It's like it's like a really weird kind of like I don't know what you even call that. My mind is whatever that is. I don't know what that is. Whatever it is, y'all know what I'm talking about. Okay, yeah,
Yeah, yeah, I think yeah, Ali is right. Andros is actually kind of the same with Belial. They both have this reputation, and for sure, if you're gonna be nasty to them, they're gonna fuck you up. That's for sure. That's they can do that, but yeah, it doesn't have. Don't let that reputation scare you off. If you
yeah, exactly. Just like what you're saying with Belial. I mean, like that's how I was forever. I mean, I wrote him off completely because of that preconceived notion of his reputation. Had no desire at all. I was like, hell no.
yeah,
So
but
yeah,
if Ali were to inform me about, or if I had Googled his name first, if I were to read who Andros really is, or his description in the Goetia and whatever, I probably would not have evoked him. I mean, I called him without a sigil even. It was just it
I
was
mean, do you think it's one of those things where it's like, I'll give you an example. Like, all right, back in the day, I don't know, back in the day is for most of you people, maybe 15 years ago, before they had like um, that, like synthetic marijuana and stuff like that, they would sell like stuff packaged or, kind of like, yeah, packages like incense, right? And it's like, don't smoke this stuff. And it's like,
mm,
yeah, if it says don't smoke it, it means to smoke it because it's going to fuck you up like in a good way. And so it's like maybe a lot of those spirits in there, it's like, let's make them sound really bad so nobody will freaking want to do shit with them. But really, those that like get the message will be like, oh yeah, like this is like it's almost like some backwards thinking type of crap in a way. It's like maybe so the few that really can kind of understand the hidden message will be like, yeah, let's smoke this shit and get fucked up because it says not to, then we should.
well the way I see it, especially with spirits like Belial, because he's quite a leading role in the whatever is happening right now. Um, like yeah, he's a big guy in that. That's so yeah. It's also personal knowledge, I'd say, but um, with that whole battle against the false light, he is kind of if you really want to be uh, make like fight along with them, he's kind of the guy to go to. Like you can enlist in the army or something, whatever, or yeah, if you want to really know about yeah what is going on and the forces that are trying to keep us down. But um, at the same time, I think these same forces that are keeping us down, they have actually reached so far, even within the occult community, that they've sort of turned us. I think they're trying to turn us against um, these spirits that are like Belial. Like he's he's a big fish to them, you know. So maybe they don't mind us connecting to Lucifer, for instance. That's sort of, yeah, maybe a lost cause or something. But yeah, this whole fear mongering, it's led to have him having a reputation even in the left hand path. It's, yeah, keeping keeping even people that are into the occult, yeah, from connecting to him.
And it's so crazy, you know. I mean, because it's so true. Everything you're saying, it's like, I mean, like most people in society will believe that, you know, they hear Lucifer and they're like, holy shit, like, you know, that is freaking like straight evil, darkness, sick crap. Like, what are you even thinking? You know, like you're, you know, and it's like, so you do it anyway, you get to know him and you're like, you know, looking at these people and you're like, you have no idea what you're talking about. And I'm telling you because I know personally, not because I read it in some bull crap and because everybody says it. I'm telling you that this is what my experience is. And they're like, yeah, you need to get on medication. You need to freaking like, you know, be like, get a freaking exorcism. Like, obviously you have like totally lost your mind and that you don't even know what good is and what bad is and what evil is. And like, I mean, their whole opinion on it is that it's like this disgusting, evil, vile crap. And that's what I thought too, you know. And like when I found out it wasn't true, it's just like, what? Like, holy crap. Thank goodness I had freaking didn't listen to them and I took a chance, you know, and found out that it's not what it is at all. It's, you know, so you're so right. I mean, it's like misdirection everywhere, manipulation.
Yeah, but if you, that's just in within society as a whole. But then there are certain spirits that even within those that already consider themselves to be open-minded or yeah, to be free of dogmatic stuff. Not sure if I'm using that word correctly, but yeah, I'm
I
trying.
mean, it is. I mean, it's like that the dogma is like so ingrained within,
But
I mean,
certain
really, like almost everybody's psyche, even if you weren't religious, it's just like such a part of like, you know, like especially like American culture. I mean, it's like Christianity is kind of just like goes with it. Even if you don't go to church, you're going to kind of get a lot of that that just kind of becomes like your paradigm. And like you just, you know, you have all of these views of things just because that's just kind of like the culture. You really don't have a choice almost.
Yeah, over here that's kind of, it's not allowed. We have a pretty strong separation of the church and the government since I think at least the 60s, 60s, 70s, something like that. There's like a regulation that we do have Christian political parties, but they are not allowed to. It's like, yeah, they are not allowed to let their religion influence their political choices. So basically, you won't see any religious, like, no, not in public areas, or yeah.
I mean, it's moving in that direction here, but I mean, you know, God is still part of our Pledge of Allegiance, you know, and it's just kind of like you'll hear that and you have to recite it, you have to learn it and recite it, and you know, it's like who's God? God, God, and like yeah, God, the Christian dude that's up in the air that you know Jesus came down and blah 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 blah, and all the other crap that goes with it. It just kind of like slowly creeps in and takes you prisoner, and whether you want it to or not, you don't even realize it happens. It's just kind of like it gets you, and then you're kind of subject to it, and you know you really have to like really fight and work hard to be open-minded enough and brave enough to break free of that stuff. I mean, most people never find it within themselves a willingness to want to step outside and out there. Like, yeah, there's sharks in those waters, dude. You need to stay right here where it's safe, and you need to freaking like, just give it all to Jesus, let him take the wheel. I can probably go on and on, but I'm not going to do it. And it's like, no, I'm not going to do it, dude. I'm going to freaking jump into those shark infested waters and I'm going to freaking slay them all. Or I'm going to freaking become best friends with them. And they're freaking awesome, dude. And they didn't try to eat me. And they actually have made me like a big shark too. And it's like awesome. I'd rather be a shark than be in the box with a bunch of dumbasses. It's like, it's great.
Yeah, that's for sure. Oh, yeah. I think, yeah, some people, they know I come from a sort of atheist background. I was never Christian anyway, nor it's just not really in my family, but it's, yeah, culture, it's like the opposite of that. But that also it creates a barrier as well. Maybe not against um, talking to demons, whatever, or like Lucifer's the evil guy. I mean, not like that, but more like if you believe in anything, you're insane. And um, yeah, science. I think science is a religion too, in a way. And yeah, for me, that's the hard part for me. The idea that what if my family finds out that I talk to spirits and just in general, like I'm talking to ghosts.
And I guess that could almost be worse in your case, maybe than, with them being, Christian, Jewish, or Muslim, where they do believe in, an outside source or deity. In your family's case, they do not believe that anything like that exists at all. So if you're actually communicating with something, then that means that you would be crazy, basically, I guess, in their perspective. So it might be worse, maybe, yeah.
They're talking about religious, like everyone. I mean, that's the common. Yeah, I think I'm reminded of an interview with the vocalist from Watain, Eric Danielson. I really respect that guy because he's that band. They opened my eyes, like that there's something out there. In general, I'm very interested actually, but yeah, wearing my Watain shirt. It's like what's that called? The commercial, like
Oh, it's
secretly.
like it's yeah. Oh, yeah. It's like subliminal messaging.
Yeah,
Yeah,
yeah, yeah,
you're like wearing their merch. It's freaking awesome, man. Representing it. It looks awesome too. It's freaking badass.
yeah. It is. Wait, wait.
And
Oh,
and I wanted to mention something too because what people are talking about in the chat and like just so people understand, I don't know what your view is on this, Nicoline. It might be different than mine. It might be the same or close to it, but like when I talk about Jesus and that kind of stuff, like I'm not one of these people really that hates on Jesus at all. I think Jesus is probably a really freaking cool, awesome dude. I think he was definitely like an ascended master, and that he was a powerful magician, probably one of the most powerful magicians that ever lived, and that his message was misconstrued and totally warped and taken a hold of by a bunch of corrupt crap, and they created the Christian church and religion based upon that. But I don't hate him at all. I think he's freaking awesome. I'm not really like, I've never tried to like do anything with him, but I think he's a great dude. I don't know what your opinion is.
yeah. I mean, yeah. I'm not against Jesus. I'm not against. I don't really. I think, to be very honest, I'm gonna sound harsh, but I think this Christian bashing Christianity or bashing Islam for or whatever or Judaism, it's kind of childish to me. It's yeah, this yeah, and but on the other hand, I do understand that for some people it's a personal thing, like they need to get it out of their systems. But
The whole control mechanism part of it is what I do not like, and like the misconstruing of his message and like perverting it basically and making it into something that is really not what it was meant to be. Um,
Yeah,
that's the
I
part that I'm not down with. But him as a man, as a person, as a spiritual being, and all that, I think that he was probably very significant. And
he
he's
was a
probably not
rebel.
even who we thought that he was. He might even be somebody that we, it might be all this like big misunderstanding. And if we really knew who he was, we would probably all be shocked and be like, "Holy crap! That's like the biggest freaking like trick that anyone's ever played on humanity, like ever,
I
possibly."
mean, he was a rebel and he got killed by his contemporary society
Oh,
because
it
he
sounds a lot like Lucifer to me. Wow,
actually having earlier today tonight I was having a very interesting conversation with someone on yeah about this. It started like yeah, it was really interesting. Um, he said that Jesus, or I think as he, I'm not sure how to pronounce it. There's Jesu. Jesu is a title, and it just means teacher. So the guy that we know as Jesus was just one of the teachers, same as, for instance, Buddha or Lucifer. For instance, he could be a Jesu in that case. And well, if you look into Gnosticism, Gnostic Christianity, that's, I mean, Gnostic Christians, they are Christians. They like, yeah. I have a very good friend of mine who is very much into that, and he the moment he told me, I'm gonna follow the true teachings of Christ. I thought like, well, okay, that's
What is
cool.
that? What is that? I mean, it's all kind of a matter of perspective, and it's all a matter of like what was documented and how was it documented and how was it interpreted. And like, it's almost like if you really want to know, then, you know, evoke him. But if you evoke him or if you try to, because of the whole false light thing, are you really going to be able to get him, or is he going to come as some other spirit that you're not familiar with that you wouldn't see as him? And it's kind of like I'm scared to do that. I don't know what I'm going to get. It's be a mixed bag of who knows what.
Me too. I mean, well, I told the same friend like a year later. It was very, it was a bit of a weird situation. Like I thought he was just, yeah, he was a bit of a, like he lost his mind or whatever. He was going down. Like, oh my God, you've given into Christianity, and I was an atheist back then, or sort of an atheist, but yeah, you've fallen victim to Christianity. That's what I thought. And but yeah, we just remained talking, and yeah, he went on a mission for a year, traveling the world, learning things. And I thought, yeah, it was some Christian mission, whatever. um, so a year later, by that time, within that year, I I got, no, I didn't get introduced to Luther because he's been around for much longer, but I didn't know. That's another story. But yeah, I got into the idea like that Lucifer is real, and I got into this occult stuff. So when we met again, um, yeah, I could actually tell him like I've had some newfound respect for him. Like, I told him honestly what I first thought about his choices, like yeah, you've gone mad or whatever. And then now that I've been um, sort of exposed to the similar things in a way, I kind of had a new understanding. And he, as a Christian, He said to me, "Well, because I was kind of nervous, like maybe he's going to um, drop me as a friend if I am going to tell him that I am now talking to Lucifer. Like on his side of things. I'm on the adversarial side." And he was actually very supportive. He was like, "Yeah, you know, if you're the point is that you're going to ascend, and no matter how you do it, if you're going to do it through the guidance of Jesus or the light of Lucifer, it doesn't matter as long as you do it." And yeah, that really made me think. Yeah,
That's really cool that he had that perspective, like so many, Christians, like depending on the denomination and that kind of thing, they're just so entrapped in the dogma of it that it's almost like they're prevented from like being spiritual or spiritually ascending in any kind of way, but it sounds like he was so open-minded and accepting that he kind of got it, where a lot of them totally miss it. He understood, and that's freaking awesome.
he,
He like truly did understand Christ, like you were saying.
he's a great guy. He's like, yeah, well, he's one of my best friends. Definitely. We've been friends for like what, 15 years at least. And he's in Mexico all the way. And I'm over here, and we met each other once, and still we always remain in contact, and we always share these spiritual things.
That's how I do it. When I'm in Mexico, I'm in Mexico all the way, baby.
Yeah, but it's just he also got me into this idea of Gnostic Christianity, and how following the teachings of Christ, as he put it, is not the same as following the church. I mean, they pretty much want the church's influence removed just as well, and they're just, I mean, there's a lot of, they could be like, if you compare them to Satanists or Luciferians, they're very, very close. And yeah, I mean, they too, they are against the idea of the demiurge. Um, the demiurge that created this prison of light. That's what I've been reading into it. He created a prison of light, which is the cosmos. The cosmos is a prison that we're in. And yeah, it's kind of like cosmos versus chaos.
I can feel that. I feel very, very much imprisoned, and I think that's why I do what I do, because I'm doing my best to kind of resist that and break free of it the only way that I really know how.
It's not very easy. I mean, yeah, at some point you're gonna reach that ceiling, and yeah, the ones that are trying to control us, they're gonna try everything to instill fear, to make sure you do not connect to those that can actually help you, or those that want to rise up along with us.
By calling them crazy and putting them on medication so that they're just zombies like everybody else, it's like, I
Yeah,
mean,
that
that's
will.
been my experience, it's like, yeah, if it's like that, it's like, yeah, you're crazy and they're crazy and you're just like going along with crazy. Like, and it's really like, you look at
Or
them and you're like, really? Like, I have this like undeniable feeling in the pit of my soul that you are the crazy one. This feels so right. It cannot be wrong.
yeah, everyone's crazy. But yeah, I think it even reaches in, like I said earlier, their influence reaches even within those that are on the adversarial side. Those that try to, I mean, maybe those that will actually be hit harder because they're an anomaly.
Yeah, they're on the verge, they're on the verge of like kind of getting out of the, like Chinese finger cuffs, they got like one more to go. And it's like, oh, hell no, dude. Like, that's not happening.
It's, I think there's a Dutch saying for that, like when someone puts their head above the cornfield, you put your head above, you're gonna have your head chopped off.
Yeah. Yeah,
That
absolutely.
that's what is happening, I think, or they're trying to. But yeah, let's just keep like keep believing they won't succeed.
Well,
Yeah,
it's I know it's going to be, I mean, things are definitely moving in the right direction, it feels like, but it does seem like it's, I mean, to me, I mean, a lot of people say that, we're at the end and that, there's not much time left, and maybe that's true, but it does seem like kind of like, yeah, things are rising up, things are changing, society is becoming more, open-minded and accepting a lot of these things, but it does kind of seem like it's really just the beginning in a lot of senses, that it's like, it really has so far to go that I'm hoping that we have a lot of time left, and that it's that that it's definitely not the end. It really is just the beginning. But I mean, who knows? Who knows?
I mean, well, it's interesting how this thing of a big change coming up. It's coming from so many directions as well. I mean, um, yeah, you can see changes in society, but there was this whole thing with 2012 being the end of the world, where it's most likely the end of the world as we know it, or sort of instigating like this whole Mayan calendar stuff.
Hmm.
I'm not sure. I'm pretty sure. Yeah, I mean, he must have heard of it.
Oh, absolutely. Yeah. Oh, absolutely. Yeah. I was all like, oh my God, it's going to be it, like December 27th or 21st or whatever it was. I was counting it down like, yeah, I'm going to freaking get it in while I can, man. Like, whatever that means.
Well, I didn't really buy into it, but when it was December, what 21st, I think I was a bit nervous. Like, hmm, what's gonna happen? Like, yeah, they're gonna be fine. But at the same time, at that time, I was very much into sort of new age stuff, like light workers communities and that. And yeah, they were all talking about the new age of Aquarius and how it's. Oh, yeah, it makes sense. People thought it was going to be like one day of shifts, and like it's not going to happen in one day. Of course not. It's just a gradual thing that has been happening for years, and yeah, it's not really done
And
yet. But it's
it's crazy because I mean, it was for me and a lot of other people. Like 2012 was very significant for me because that's kind of when all hell broke loose in my life, and literally, kind of hell came to my doorstep and terrified me, and basically, like, seduced and romanced me with their darkness, and showed me that there was light in there, and there was all this good, wonderful, amazing things in it, and it was that year.
yeah,
Um, that's pretty crazy. I mean, I think a lot of people want like experience that, around that time frame. And for me, that's when it was. So yeah, I mean, I definitely, whether I knew it or not, and was like intimately involved in that shift. But I mean, really, yeah, I thought I was going crazy, or I thought that I was like being just like spiritually attacked and mutilated, but that wasn't the case at all. That was just kind of their way of really getting my attention when they had tried and been doing for so long, I think.
hmm. So yeah, that was all in 2012. Yeah, for me, there was no. It was just another year, I guess. Yeah.
Well, I guess you were already had made a kind of a shift in your own life, though, from being an atheist to kind of getting into some new age things. You were kind of already kind of
Well,
like you had already made a shift or transition yourself, and I hadn't. I was like had been Mormon most of my life, and
hmm.
I had just converted to Catholicism like that year, and it was like right after I did that, like a month or two later, it was just like it was on. They were like, "Oh no, 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 no! You can be a Mormon, that's fine, but you are not going to be a Catholic. We're not going to have it. Like that has gone too far, and we're like we're like cutting the ropes on this, dude. You're coming with us."
Yeah, that
Yeah.
makes sense. Yeah. Well, I was an atheist, but not a nihilist. If that makes any
Yeah.
sense.
So you believed in something and not totally nothing?
Yeah, I mean, I believed in human souls, like human spirits, but for some stupid reasons, I thought like angels and demons were all made up. That was not real, and I thought like I thought of them as archetypes. Archetypes, yeah, is that the right pronunciation?
Yeah, sure.
Yeah, archetypes, and there was this very significant moment. I think I always have these shower thoughts, right? I told you about that.
Yeah.
And I get these ideas, and this things start flowing. So yeah, I was in the shower, and I had this thought. Yeah, if these things in the Bible and stuff, if it's all real, like God would be some ugly dictator. I mean, who would, why? Why would you choose for that? He's a power hungry dictator. That's what he is. And so I thought, yeah, if that all of that is real, I'm gonna choose Lucifer's side. And my lights went on and off.
Ha. Yeah, I know about that too, especially when I'm talking to you. I'm
Oh
surprised these
yeah,
haven't done it.
yeah, it's been pretty quiet on your side. I saw your painting was flickering, but maybe it was from your
Oh,
spirit.
maybe. Oh, and speaking of that, I want to see you have some artwork to share with us, right? I want to see this stuff.
Yeah, I don't really know where to start. It's kind of these things that, yeah, because you told me we're gonna talk about Belial, so yeah. I thought it was interesting because the first painting I ever made with him. That's what I do sometimes. I'm not even sure who's watching.
Oh, there's
But
21 people watching, so yeah, we got a good crowd, an awesome crowd. A bunch of freaking awesome people are here, and thank you everybody for being here. It's like we're so happy that you're sticking with us.
yeah, because if it's all people that know me, it's gonna be like a repeat of things. But yeah, I yeah, I've been trying sort of trying to cooperate with spirits and make paintings with them. And yeah, it's been a very interesting journey. It's not even done yet, but usually my work is very what's realistic in a way, like the opposite of abstract.
Like in high definition, I don't know, or crystal clear. I don't know what you'd call it. I'm definitely not a learned artisan of the terminology and that kind of thing, but
I need some help there because yeah, as you probably know, English is not my native language, so coming across some language barriers sometimes.
that's okay. I speak English and I don't know any of this stuff either, so it's all good.
But that's actually that's actually very. I mean, I would dare to say that I speak English pretty quite all right. I mean, I can
You speak
communicate.
English wonderful. You use words and you in like the way you type and text, you spell it all like better than I do, and I'm like, screw you, dude. You
Yeah,
know?
it's a major obstacle within anything spiritual. Like if you're following guided meditations, for instance, I have to translate everything first. So that creates like it puts things on a halt. Like the whole flow stops, and or you're reading a text and you have to get out of it because you have to look some words up in a dictionary and stuff like that.
It's like I can't even really speak. I mean, I speak a little Spanish, but like I don't speak anything else fluently except for like maybe like some like American English phonetics and stuff, and like gangsta language lingo, whatever. But I don't even know how to wrap my head around that or relate to it really, because I'm like, my mind has not grown and expanded enough to where I'm like have really crossed that threshold yet of like, yeah, I could speak another language, and it just kind of goes back and forth. I mean, it blows my mind. It really does. I mean, like that's really impressive to me, and I want to do that one day, but I guess I'm lazy, and I guess I don't want it enough. But I do, but I guess I'm just always involved in so many things. But maybe one day, one day I'll do that. But I can definitely understand how that could be a challenge, having to like translate back and forth when you want to know it and it's there, but you're like, oh, I got to translate it into this, and it's like, what the hell? So I can definitely understand and sympathize with your plight somewhat.
Especially like if you're trying to channel spirits and you're trying to get the message for someone else. So I have to, yeah, most of the times I'm gonna have to translate that to English because in the Netherlands, well, there aren't many occultists in the Netherlands. I know only one actually.
That's our boy. Yeah, our boy Pablo Mentizo. What's up, Mentizo? I know he's not here, but I want to give him a shout out because I love him. What's up, brother? Fuck yeah.
Partying somewhere. But
Yeah, no doubt.
yeah. Anyway, yeah. So that's quite weird because I receive everything in Dutch, of course, because the spirits they don't speak a language, whatever. They just come. Yeah. So that's quite challenging sometimes because they use these cryptical words, and gonna have to find an English equivalent for that. And sometimes it just doesn't match.
I have like really never misunderstood anything that you were ever trying to tell me or express to me. I mean, you really have a very rich vocabulary in English, and so I'm sure in Dutch even more so. So I mean, it's really never been any issue here as far as communication goes. I mean, you're freaking right on.
Oh, I mean, we started about Belial, and I'm gonna have to add, like he's quite a poet in some ways. He can really like put things in really beautiful words, and I've written down some very like beautiful messages that I got from him, or answers on questions, and yeah. But it's in Dutch, and if I try to get that across in English, it loses this feeling.
Loses that luster a little bit, I guess.
Yeah,
The impact.
loses the play on words. He likes to use these
Mm-hmm.
play that can be very, poetical like that, and you can perceive it in many ways, and that's because that's who he is, and it's very beautiful. But if you translate that to English, it's gone. Sort of. It's like you're starting to think about it, and then
So like, yeah, he made you a steak, and then when you like gave that to you, you crossed the freaking like border with it, it became a freaking crappy McDonald's cheeseburger, and it's like there's just no comparison.
yeah, yeah. But yeah, it's a challenge. That's it.
Well, I wanted to while I'm thinking about it. I wanted to. I'm gonna start this off, and then you're gonna do your thing because I want to see this stuff before I totally forget about it. Um, I have been really getting into painting a lot here lately, and
I got to show my paintings. I guess.
yeah, I want to see them. I want to see them, and like this is like something that obviously the spirits really love. I mean, you do this a lot for the spirits that you work with, and they really love it, probably more than really a lot of other things. I mean, I'm going to say more than anything else, but they really like promote you. They promote and support you in doing this, and they really like kind of like they really support you in like creating this artwork for them, and they really just love it, embrace it. And my artwork was really terrible, and I really sucked
Huh.
a lot before. I mean, it's not terrible now; it's getting there. But like, I wanted to mention, and I'm going to show you guys an example in a minute of like what my painting looked like. Maybe just 6 months ago, which was the last time I painted it. And it's how the spirits will bring people into your life, and just by getting around them, getting in their presence, and this could have a lot to do with you too. I mean, I had the opportunity, which was awesome, to meet Aurelie in person. And it was like, once I met her, and she's a freaking amazing artist, like all of a sudden I could paint, dude. And I was like, what the fuck? Like, this is crazy. Like, how did this happen? I don't even know. Like, how is it? I mean, it was really just like that. It was like, I couldn't paint, and now I can paint. And I don't even know how that happened. And I can't even really see the colors, but like, I just kind of makes sense now, and I'm going to roll with it. And I enjoy the hell out of it. It's awesome. But it's like that whole thing, and me meeting her, it was all based upon the spirits, and it was very spiritual. And it was just kind of like, these crazy things happen, and things you couldn't do before, you can do them now. It's kind of wild,
Well, maybe you could all along, but you didn't know it yet.
Right. And that's very true too. It's like she gave me permission in a way to do it without even giving me permission.
Yeah.
Like, that's kind of like the way that it feels. It was like with me, when I went to meet EA in person, like a year and a half ago or whatever, I was very much at a plateau spiritually, and I really didn't feel like I could really do much of anything. And I was very restricted. And just being around him, it wasn't really like he did anything specifically. He let me do it, but like, it was almost like just getting around him gave me permission to be able to utilize the faculties that were already there within me. It was just like he put a key inside of me and said, "You," and I was like, "Oh shit, I can do this now. What the fuck?" Oh, and it was like kind of like that with the painting shit. It was like, wow, just getting in your presence gave me permission to like paint now. And it's like, it's like, that's why I'm like such a big proponent now of like, yeah, man, get around your people, dude. Get around your people, feel their energy, let them freaking, give you some of that light and love and all that good stuff they've got. And like, you never know what can happen, man. You can like, sky's the limit, man. You could freaking be flying freaking like jet freaking airplanes tomorrow or something, depending on who you get around. Like, yeah, I know how to fly this plane. Shit. It's crazy. But anyway, I want to show you this, man. I painted this. It was really weird. There's some people here that freaking really resonate with this piece, and it makes some sense to them in some really weird ways, which is crazy too. But my painting, when I start out with it, it's not, I don't even know what I'm doing, and I don't know what I'm trying to paint. And usually it starts looking like some rocks and mountains and some like really stupid little simple bull crap. And then all of a sudden it starts turning into like some crazy dudes in robes, and they're freaking in this freaking crazy infernal realm or something. And it's not that anymore. It's something totally different. And it just kind of becomes what it wants to become. And so this one, I'm going to share mine, and then I want to see yours and hear the backstory on all of them. But so this one right here is the one. I know I always hold them up close because I feel like I can't see them very well, and that might just be me. But this is called like Family of Darkness. It's like a spirit family. There's 12 of them. I don't know. They're all kind of together, just chilling. And I don't know what's going on with it, but it's just some wild shit, man. And, it just really made me paint it. I just sat down yesterday and I was like, I don't know what I'm going to do, but I have to do it. And it just kind of like took on a mind of its own, and it just kind of created itself. But I could never do that before. I mean, my painting looked like a bunch of stupid crap, bad. I mean, I'm not gonna say it's bad, because if anybody else paints like that, I'm not saying your painting's bad. Just from a degree of artistic capability and, forethought, foresight, whatever. It's just night and day difference. It's wild. It just kind of happens. So yeah, it's cool. It's fun. Hope you guys like this. And yeah, that's it.
I'm seeing it just now, but it looks like mushrooms in a way. The top, the
The
thing that
people, like these people,
no above that.
like right here,
Yeah, yeah.
they could be. You know, I kind of like feel like I'm on mushrooms when I look at it. Like those are, yeah, I don't know what they are, man. And like these, it's crazy. Like they kind of look to me like they're crystals. But when I was painting them originally, I thought that they were like maybe tombstones. And I think like Orly or somebody was like, yeah, or maybe it was you that said, I think maybe even you, like when you said like they look like tombstones. And I was like, dude, yeah, that's what I was thinking. But then they turned into something else. And there's some crazy faces in this crap. I want to see if you can see it. Maybe not. You probably can't in this light, but they're like very realistic. You can't see them, but they're all in there.
Yeah,
Um,
I can
that
see one like in
there's
the
one in
top.
the corner. There's that one, but there
Yep.
that one is not as defined at all as some of these others. There's others, a bunch of them in there, and they actually look like photographic negatives almost, or like a transfer of like a very, very real detailed face of a person or a spirit. It's like really crazy, but
Yeah,
you
like
can't
you can
see it in this. It's not showing up. But you can see them when you look at it. I can't even see them now. I could see them last night. I can't even see them now. They're
the thing
gone. They were seriously freaking gone. What the hell happened? They'll be back.
on the right, that like your like on the left corner. Your, no, that will be to the
This
right.
guy right here,
No, other side, on the other
this
side.
one.
Yeah, you're putting. Yeah, you just put your hand, your finger on
Okay.
it.
So like right there, this face.
Yeah.
Yeah, I see that one too. And it's like those, yeah, they have some resemblance of being like a face or something for sure. But like the ones that I was seeing last night though, they're very small. They're like the size of like this
This one.
area. They are really freaking detailed. Like I don't know where they come from or how they show themselves, but it's just like they were there. It was like a bunch of them, dude. And I
I
guess we see faces. We want to see faces. We see faces, but like I think it means more than just my mind wants to see a face. You know?
yeah, this one actually it kind of looks like the Southeast Asian statues,
Oh,
like
really?
in like Angkor Wat, kind of like the um, not really Buddhist, but like the I think the Khmer,
I don't know. I'm not as cultured as you are. I don't know a lot about that kind of stuff, man. I'm American, you know.
it's a bit like that.
But thank you, though. I'm glad that you like it. Like, I really enjoyed painting it. I really did. It's something I do kind of quick too. I mean, that took maybe like 3 hours at the most total to do. Maybe not even that long. Maybe it was like 2 hours or something. I mean, it just like it happens. Well, let me see what you got, man. I want to see this beautiful
Yeah,
art.
faces. I mean, I once this was well, this is quite recent. Can you see it this way?
Oh yeah, hell yeah, that looks awesome. Tell us about it.
The light a bit. I made this one. This is a collaboration with King Paimon.
Cool,
And
dude.
all these things, if you talk about faces and things showing up, like all these figures here, I'm gonna try to zoom in earlier. Like, um, how is this? I cannot see myself, so I have no
Yeah,
idea.
I can see it. Yeah, pull it back a little bit. We can. What are you trying to show us some specific areas of it? Okay,
Well,
yeah.
what we did with this one specifically. This is not the first painting I made with him, but he's quite the artist. Like he's very good. If you want to paint with a spirit, like he's your guy. But he told me to well just make this thing black first, and then um, yeah, draw the figures here and there, like some outlines, and then um, he told me to use like very wet paint. Use lots of water and let it stain. Like let the stains form shapes or whatever. Leave it
Kind of like
overnight.
bleed out, like let it leach out basically and kind of take on its own. I love that kind of stuff. Yeah, it's awesome.
And next thing, yeah, I cannot. I posted the steps on Facebook. I cannot show the pictures right here, but there really were like steps. Like suddenly in these stains, there was a guy. Like what the I could see like this
Taking
one
on like a
here.
life of its own, becoming what it wants to be.
Can you see this?
Yeah,
That's a face in there.
I can see it. I don't want to talk though because when I talk, it comes back to me. But yeah, I can see it. Yeah, let us see. Yeah.
And then here, this one, this was also very like. Can you see
Dude,
this one?
freaking like, yeah. I'm not gonna comment anymore because when I talk it comes back to me, but that looks like freaking like an Egyptian god or something. It's freaking crazy.
Well, it looks like someone with a chicken head, but it's also a female at the same time. And I can I think anyone who has me on Facebook can look at the previous pictures that it was a stain before. It was a stain like or that sort of things got lighted out or lit up, and this was not drawn on with a pre.
So you like basically like traced over the stain to kind of pronunciate what it, yes. And that's kind of like how my painting comes about. Like I'll start doing it and then I'll start to kind of see what it wants to be. And then I'll highlight that. And it's crazy, right? Yeah.
I mean, look. I mean, there's this more stuff, especially Paimon, but also Lucifer. There's like this whole like it's sort of weird things. I don't even know what it is. I'm gonna try to get the lighting a bit right, but I have no idea what that is. Or this thing in the middle. I don't know. And at some point, it was while I was working on this painting, I got a bit like sort of confused. Like, what am I doing here? I don't know what I'm. Does this have any use? I mean, yes, I got Paimon right here, and I think he's giving me instructions. I don't even know if I'm getting it right and whatever.
I mean, it seems like you're definitely making a freaking powerful spiritual gateway, to these spirits that, kind of really solidifies their presence in your life. It's like, yeah, like it's much more than just like having a sigil on your altar and having that out there. It's like this kind of creates that tear in the freaking, in the veil that kind of lets them just step through whenever they want to come through. They can come through and be like, hey, and I'm going to go right back to that painting like a freaking mirror or something. It's freaking wild.
I can show you another one that this is the very first one I made with Paimon.
Oh, that is freaking badass. I love that, dude. You can get lost in that thing.
Yeah, I did. I mean, the first thing he just this is actually no, this is not my very first artwork with a spear. That would be Paimon's sigil, but I don't have that near me right now. But this is like the second. I I I don't know. There's so much weird detail going on. If you zoom in, it's the same thing with like tracing stains, and there's these whatever that is. Like this is like steps of a staircase almost.
Yeah, it looks like a spiral staircase, or it's like maybe even possibly like a fetus with an embryo in the middle, or maybe even like, the inner walls of like the female reproductive system. It's freaking like so many things, man. It's like a vortex. It's like the vortex of
Like
freaking creation and manifestation. Like it's freaking wild, dude.
I think these things over here, you see, this that look like frog eggs. What?
Yeah, yeah, like yeah, they're gonna like what I don't know what these are called, but they're gonna become tadpoles or whatever, like
Yeah, but anyway, so I was making these paintings, like the one I showed first, and yeah, I thought it was useless. Like I'm just doing whatever. And then I had a dream. He literally came to me in a dream, King Paimon, and he said he was drawing on the pavement on the sidewalk. That's American.
Yeah, there you go.
On the sidewalk, and he was just drawing circles. And yeah, I asked what it is, and he said that he was drawing. He had this portrait of some being, and he was just circling certain, I don't, pivot points,
Mm-hmm. Sure.
outline, making a dot image, and something like that, and you could trace the lines sort of, but it was all in circles. And he said actually these words, like, this abominable being, this terrible monster that is not allowed, that was not allowed any presence in the physical world. It now has it has a presence now. It has come to existence because it has been materialized.
Haha. Fucking awesome, right? You created it. You brought it in to creation through your mind, and then from your mind to your hands and into the physical plane of existence, and now it exists. It's freaking awesome.
Yeah, that's basically it.
And everybody
Yeah,
loves your artwork, by the way, dude. Everybody is like freaking love it, love it, love it, love it. Awesome, gorgeous, freaking like incredible. Like too many to name. Like they love it. It's great, and I do too. Yeah.
thanks a lot. I really mean it.
Yeah. Hell yeah.
Yeah, I can. Yeah, I guess
I
I've
know
been
you have.
on
I know you have another one. I know you have another one there.
many. I mean, I can show more from Paimon and whatever. Um, yeah, this one is kind of interesting. I made this. It's kind of weird because for some reason this is made with Lucifer, and he always sends me these very weird color combinations that I think this is going to be butt ugly when I'm working on it. Like, this is nasty vomit colors.
It looks awesome, dude. It looks like it's like, no matter what staircase you take, it's going to take you to the same place, dude. It just like has a different feel and a different approach or something. It's crazy.
Yeah, but the thing with this one, I don't even know how it's supposed to be viewed. It could be like this, can be like this. This is a whole other, like, I'm trying to directly, like in the lights, or like this. And I asked him, like, what's the correct position? And he's like, yeah, every way there's it's.
Exactly. Yeah. It doesn't matter which way you go up it. You're going to get to the somewhere that you need to be. You can go up it backwards. You can go up it sideways. You can turn it and go up it this way. It's like, in the other dimensions, it doesn't even matter because it doesn't even have levels. It doesn't have a floor. It's just like freaking no doors. It's just like, what the fuck?
But I was actually having a talk about the with someone earlier today about the connection, or yeah, between these spirits that we work with and the extraterrestrial, and how that very
Oh, yeah. Because
yeah.
we're
And then,
aliens, baby.
I mean, Lucifer made me draw a spaceship. I'm pretty sure this stuff. I'm sorry, my nails look ugly, but can you see it?
I see it. Yeah, dude. Absolutely.
That's the same thing with creating stains and outlines and highlighting stuff. And it's just very abstract, but yeah, I still don't know what it is, but it looks like a story or something.
It does. It looks like freaking like ancient hieroglyphics with freaking crazy futuristic shit in it. Like it's really cool, man.
This is, yeah, usually I look at it this way.
I like it that way too. That feels good to me as well. Yeah.
Yeah. But then there's stuff here. I don't know. It's just.
It's almost like you can like maybe like depending on like the lunar cycle or something, you can hang it a certain position, or like every quarter you change it and flip it, and it's going to have like a different you're just going to kind of take you to like a different part of like whatever planet you're working with, or like whatever. I mean, it can actually like be changed. Like it changes like a clock or a sundial or whatever you want to call it. Like it's almost feels like it can be like that. Like it's a maybe like a compass. It's freaking crazy. Yeah.
Or it can be like, sorry.
Oh god damn it, Nicoline. Oh yeah, that's you fucked up now.
I guess sometimes it can be like whatever you need to see in it. That's the thing. Maybe with abstract art, it's kind of like that.
Mm. He caught me. Shit.
Yeah. Well, I've been I'm working on something with Belial now as well, and a few people, including myself, I noticed that what I made with Belial was far less artistic. Like people actually had some sort of criticism on the artwork. So a few days ago, he's like, "I want to redo this. Like I want a second chance."
Who
Like
told you this?
he said that.
Who
Like
did? Belial?
yeah,
Ah, okay.
he was probably somehow offended or whatever. Like I told you, I told you. Like yeah, Belial is obviously less of an artist. Like he's not. Maybe he doesn't care that much about it, or
Yeah, his art is poetry, right? You know, and the matters of the heart, and to like really get in there and just pull it in and be like, ah.
yeah, he's good with words. I mean, that's what his whole aspect is about. If you think about it,
I can relate, man. I can totally relate to this dude so much more than you know. It's
the
crazy.
playing on and the lies. He told me something interesting about lies because, well, personally, I hate liars. I cannot deal with them. The people who lie to me, they're out. And so yeah, that was kind of a strike against him, I guess. Like you're gonna lie to me, and I'm gonna hate you for it. And I cannot never really. Well, I thought I'm always gonna second guess whatever he's saying. So I told him that like openly, yeah, whatever you say, and I'm always gonna second guess it. And he said that a lie becomes. I'm gonna have to translate again, but a lie will become a lie if you think it's a lie, even when it was the truth to begin with. If you put um, like if you put emphasis, like
Yeah,
if
you put
some,
your intention in it being a lie, it's gonna the truth can become a lie. It can get kind of shrouded in this yucky, mucky crap.
yeah, yeah, and that's that way. It's after that I was actually kind of done with second guessing him because yeah, he implied that if I second guess him or if I think he's messing with me, he is messing with me. He will
Right?
be. I create that. I
You
create
get
that.
caught in your own spider webs, man.
Yeah. So the best way to go is really to trust, I guess.
I mean, that's what's natural for me to do anyway. And I think that's what's pretty natural for you to do. I mean, I know you pretty well now. And I think that it's like people like us sincerely want to trust people and we want to see the best in them. And we like do everything we can to like find that little speck of light and goodness in them, like no matter how hard we try. And like even for me, it's like even when people like do lie to me, I'm like trying to lie to myself, like, no, they're not lying to me. They're good. They're good. They're good. There's some good in there somewhere. And it's like, yeah, I mean, it's I guess because I don't really try to live my life that way to where I am presenting myself to be like that. I don't, my mind doesn't work that way. You know, like I don't try to like lead with a lie and manufacture all this crap and I've got like this whole big like scheme of other things that I'm going to pull out once they start buying into the lie. And, if they do this, I'm going to do that. And like, it's just like, that's so foreign to me. And so like sticking your finger in my belly button, it just feels so fucking awkward and unnatural, I
Yeah.
just like to be straight up.
Yeah, same here. I mean, if you start lying, you're never getting out of that cycle. You're always gonna have to cover up the one lie, maybe with another lie, and yeah, it sounds so exhausting. And even if it's going to like, I can be harsh to people. I'm pretty sure. I'm like bluntly honest,
That's what I love
and
about you, though. Like I was telling you, so I didn't mean to interrupt you, but that's a freaking rare quality.
I think it's easier to be bluntly honest. It's gonna hurt for a little bit, but you rip out that band-aid immediately, and it's done. And people are gonna be hurt, and then, well, you're gonna know if they're your true friends or not at the same time, because yeah,
Yeah.
they'll get over it if they are your real friends, and if they don't, then that's that. But at least you don't have to be walking around with some festering
Well,
bacteria eye. Like,
well, I think it's
oh,
like so many people like go to their friends or go to other people when they're talking to them and they're presenting their opinions and ideas on things. And it's like they're looking for validation and expecting it. They expect you to be like, yeah, absolutely. And if you're not genuinely like, yeah, absolutely, then they're that's what they're expecting and looking for. And if you don't give them that, they're gonna be upset, And it's like they don't really understand that's not doing them any good, And maybe even if I was like that and said, this or this or this, and most people, and I mean, I think I've fallen in that category too. Sometimes, you just kind of become agreeable. You become a people pleaser, and you'll just agree and say, yeah. And it's just easier. It's easier than being like, well, actually, it could be this or that, dude. And when people do that, they're like, whoa, wait a minute, what? You're supposed to agree with me, man. Like that's how this works. I tell you something and you nod like this and smile and say, yeah, dude, like not like what you just did. Like, what was that? You just told me some truth of your like opinion and yours take on it. What is that? I like, I don't really want that. I was just coming to you to like be a mirror to me. And like, I'm nodding and smiling and shaking and you do that too. And I'm happy and I can go on about my business, but you just fucked my whole day up by being truthful. Like, what the fuck? But yeah, I think it's awesome when you can not have to be a people pleaser agreeer and actually be like, hey, this is what I think and feel. That's awesome, and it's like, don't take it the wrong way, man. Like, that's real shit. That's real interaction. That's real feelings and real all this stuff. It's beautiful, it's
yeah,
fucking awesome.
yeah, it's true. Yeah. Well, actually, one of the first things when I wrote Belial the very first time, I was, yeah, like I was a bit concerned, because of his reputation. The stupid thing was that I had met him many times, yeah, quite a lot of times before. If I look in hindsight, like I knew like that time and that time, like years ago, whatever, that was all him. That's, but so the first time I um, consciously, deliberately evoked him. Actually, I evoked him once by accident. That's kind of funny. But he was the first spirit I evoked, but I didn't know what evocation was. I didn't know that staring at a sigil and talking into it would lead to an evocation.
Like for a lot of people, if only it was that easy, they would be like, hell yeah.
It is. It's just that I think they don't notice it. I mean, all his spirits need is that they only need the intention. That's all they really need. It's just for our brains. We need the rituals. They don't need it. That's us. We need that because we need to get in that certain state of mind. But they probably already know, like they've always known that you're gonna call upon them.
A
Right?
freaking front door, storm door, just like opened and closed right when you're saying that. So yeah, right
Yeah.
on, dude. Just wanted to let you know that.
Well, what was I trying to say? Oh yeah. So the
Yeah.
first time I deliberately evoked him, I was nervous, even though he had never been the previous times I met him. He was never bad or in any way how anyone described him. And so yeah, and I thought he is going to possess me against my will, or yeah. I asked with my stupid, like naive mind, I asked Lucifer to be there, like to sort of be like mediate a bit.
Oh yeah. Bet you that went
Yeah,
great.
it wasn't even necessary, of course. I mean, I
Oh, I
think
guess at least it didn't go badly then. That's cool.
it went great straight up immediately. First, yeah, I guess some people would think it's because I'm a woman, but I guess you can agree as a man that he's not like to guys, he's not an asshole either.
I mean, he hasn't been an asshole to me, not a straight asshole yet at all, and I don't think that he ever will be. I mean, he's made me a little uncomfortable and embarrassed, but he's not treated me badly. I mean, a lot of people that I love have embarrassed me. I mean, I
I
guess,
mean,
that's what you do, right?
he, I mean, that's the effect of his energy to me as well. He's made me faint several times, almost, but that was not like evil doing. That's just how he is. It's the effect that his energy has on on our bodies. He made you go to sleep, and he made me like, yeah, he made me very sick a few times, like really. And yeah, we just have to get over it.
I
I think
feel like he's like wearing like an "I'm with stupid" T-shirt, and like that's awesome. Like I've always wanted to be able to like be close enough to someone to where they're like, yeah, you can wear that shirt and walk around with me, and it'll be awesome. Like that would be great. That's what he was doing. Like look at this motherfucker. Look at my shirt. It's fucking awesome. It's a little arrow pointing over to him. Yeah, that's great.
yeah, it was actually pretty good what he did for you. Yeah, sort of. Yeah, I keep getting off topic. Whatever. I'm sorry to everyone who's watching, but
No, it's
um,
my fault too, and I'm sorry about that. And there's footsteps upstairs right now. It's freaking nuts. Hmm.
yeah, this is kind of how it always goes when we're talking. That's how we end up talking for 5 hours or what? What was it last time? 7 hours.
Something crazy like that. Yeah. Yeah. And then he'll end up like passing me out when I'm talking to you. I don't even know it, like one time you really thought I was drunk. And I'm like, I'm not drunk, dude. I took like 3 shots of Cavassier and that was it. And like, oh my gosh, I could feel that it was not that. I was like, I don't do this when I'm drunk at all. And I don't really ever even get drunk. I get buzzed. I haven't been drunk in a long time. And, it was his energy, and I was fighting it though that night, man. But I know I was like asleep talking to you. I made it through that, but I know, yeah,
Yeah,
there was one night where I just totally like that evocation. I had no idea. He
yeah,
just was like, go to sleep, dude. Very subtly, gently.
yeah. Or how he told you, like, you need to. What was it? You need to regenerate.
You need
Something
to
like that.
recharge. Yeah, and I did, man. I did, man.
That was
Oh, I won't
amazing.
forget you, Allie. I'm not going to forget you. We're going to do it, man. We're going to totally do it. Absolutely. But yeah, man, it's crazy. I mean, when I looked at all that stuff, and I know I've talked about this before, it's like all that stuff seemed like a bunch of incoherent, babbly, gobbledygook bull crap. And when I go back and I watch it and I kind of put it in perspective, and you helped me a lot with this to kind of get that going, I was like, wow, like everything that I was saying had this major significance and it made sense. And it wasn't just a lot of like incoherent stuff that I thought I was saying. It was him saying it through me. And I didn't know it at the time. And it was all like freaking insane, freaking awesome shit. It totally makes sense to me. And it was wild, man. It was really, really freaking wild. Well, yeah, what an experience, man. You know, a lot of people thought I was just a freaking passed out drunk idiot. And, you know, I'm telling everybody now that wasn't the case at all. I mean, at
Yeah,
all.
because at some point you woke up and you sounded like the normal you again.
Right.
Yep.
I
You can hear
was.
you have
Yeah.
like a different voice, and that was like, yeah, that's you. The other stuff, and I think others people that have seen it, they all agree that that was him. He set that whole thing up. Like he used, oh, not used. I wouldn't say that, but you were his translator, I guess, in a way.
Anyway, I don't even know it when it happens, you know? Like Jessica's saying I've done it with her, and I know I've done it with Orly before too. Like I'll like
Yeah,
fall asleep and start going like whatever, and then I'll start saying some crap, and she'll be like, "Hey, wake up! You just fell asleep and you're speaking in tongues." Like what? What? Shit. Okay, you know what the fuck? I didn't know. I had no idea. You know, I didn't even know I wasn't here anymore. Um, yeah, like it's really crazy. I've never done that with any other spirit. I don't think. I think it's always him, and it's never really happened like that until I got involved with him. And you know, it's really wild how you can. I don't know. You can close yourself off or think you're closed off to a spirit, but really you're tied in with them, and you really just don't even know because it's just the way that they can come in and kind of take control. I've never had another spirit do that that I'm aware of. You know, I mean, I record a lot of the shit I do, and he has a way of resonating with my energy to where it just kind of fits, and it's wild and seamless. You know, the transition from back and forth between him and me, it's like it can just it's like the split second. But even when I'm me, I really don't realize it yet. And then I'm back to him. It's
yeah.
really crazy, man. It's wild.
Week, and I told you, like, am I talking to Belial right now?
Oh, really?
Yeah, yeah. You don't remember?
No, no. What did I say? Was I like, hell no? What? I don't know what I said.
It was in the chat, like not we were talking on Messenger, and you were just
Oh,
using it. I think that's him talking. That's like you.
maybe. You never know. You never know who you're talking to right here, you know? I could
You
have been
never.
him the whole time tonight and you would have never known it. Maybe you would. Who knows?
I'd be on.
I don't think I know anymore, you know? I really don't. He told me the last night, really, that I thought he was going to possess me again and do some
Mm,
crazy crap. But then I was like, well, maybe it's going to be different this time. Maybe it's going to be one of these things where he is, but it's not to where I'm incapacitated and I'm living and functioning and I know what's going on. I know what I'm saying, but maybe it's not me. Maybe it's him. Maybe I'm going to feel like I'm going to totally lose my mind, but I'm actually not losing my mind. I'm like being him. And is he him or am I me or am I him? And is he me? Like, I don't even know.
yeah.
Where do you
Well,
go from there?
all are one. You're all one. All is one, and one is all.
All or nothing, baby. All or nothing.
We're all connected that way. But
Yep.
he's at the same time, he's never tried anything. I mean, that's what I wanted to get out there to those that haven't worked with him and they feel like this. They feel the need to get to know him. I'm pretty sure he has, like, he's known as to be lawless, but he has one law that he goes by strictly, and that is your free will ends where the free will of another starts. So he will never, ever, ever do anything that really is against your will. If you did not want him to possess you, you never stated it. Like, you already did the invocation after all.
Yeah, I never did say that. You're right. I never told him he couldn't, and
You did the invocation in the best in the hot tub.
yeah, yeah,
You kissed him. So that is like an invitation already to come in.
yeah. I can feel creeping up my legs right now. Like that's crazy, man. Yeah, I remember getting when I was watching the video, getting out of the hot tub, I was like stumbling almost already. So
It's
I
already
think
there.
that's where it started, and I didn't even realize it. I mean,
But it's all this yeah. He has some funny stuff. Like he does weird stuff, but it's always for the greater good. Yeah,
yeah,
that's what I the
I
greater
agree.
good. The bigger picture. That's something we have to keep in mind. He lies to us, he tricks us, he deceives us, and but it's never without a reason. And you may find that reason maybe even years later, for all I know. But yeah, I always see him as like first you say "fuck you, Belial," and then you say "thank you,
Why don't you say I love you?
Belial." He's always very respectful. There's never anything weird. Like yeah, he's done weird things, but mostly like making me laugh. Or you have to be sort of flexible, and you need a sense of humor. And
Yeah,
I,
and I love that, right? I do. Like you got to, man, right? Being
I mean,
serious all the time sucks, man.
he flooded my toilet. I'm pretty sure he did, or he knew it was gonna happen because he.
What a
Yeah,
shitty thing to do, man. Like what the fuck?
yeah, that was weird. But yeah, that very first time I evoked him, and I was afraid. He told me that oh, basically, he took all my fear away. But the moment he was here, my all my insecurity, whatever, all my fear was gone. Like you're here and you're not putting out any sort of nasty energy. He was just friendly and just felt good immediately. And he said, "I'm not going to kick you when you're down," and honest about it. If you're down and you still have a big mouth, or you're going to be the macho guy, and yeah, I'm not, I'm going to act as if I'm like still standing up, he's going to kick you down even more. But when you're like, yeah,
Oh yeah, you were telling me. It's like when you can admit that you have a weakness and when you can like accept that I have weaknesses, like he wants you to express that to him and like really genuinely accept that, yeah, dude, I have flaws and I have weaknesses. I'm not this infallible bad dude that it can't be defeated by anything or anyone.
yeah. I mean, I have a feeling I could be entirely wrong, but that within the left-hand path, you're supposed to be the tough guy always. You're not allowed to show weakness because weakness and it's all about power. And if you show weakness, then yeah, they're gonna get you. But
I can see
you as
that, if you're not being genuine, it's like and not being real. I mean, anybody that presents themselves that way is typically to me really showing a sign that they are very self-conscious because they're very, very aware of their weaknesses and they really don't want you to see it. But the way that they're acting, it's written all over their face. But I'll tell everybody right now, I mean, yeah, dude, freaking I can be the weakest dude and freaking like fall to my freaking knees and cry like a little baby and just be like, God, if you're listening, help, motherfucker, like shit.
yeah, I mean, I could have fucked this up, like going live on YouTube and whatever.
There's still time. There is still plenty of time for that. Don't you worry.
Yeah, who knows? I can do crazy stuff, but yeah, he's really put me at ease immediately. Like, okay, you're afraid. He actually said to me, "It's a good thing you're telling me that you're scared. So yeah, you let me know so I can actually do something about it." And that's what I like. Yeah, what we got started on. I think we started so very quickly. Like I immediately told everyone, like, "Oh, he's Poseidon," but um, it's also like a lighter thing that you can call upon if maybe his demonic aspects are a bit too heavy to deal with. I've noticed that you can. I mean, I think you and I and maybe several others that are watching as well have experienced that his energy is very like it has very heavy um yeah influences. No, not that.
It has a very
Uh,
heavy what? You cut out for a minute there.
huh?
You said it was very heavy, and then you cut out for a minute, and I didn't catch that.
Yeah, because I was thinking. I wasn't talking. He has
Okay.
very influence on our body. That's it.
Yes, he
So
does. Very much so.
I've experienced several times that if I ask him to tone it down or take on, or if I actually call him Poseidon, I dare to do that. Last two times I called him that, and he would just sort of switch to something that's easier, slightly easier to do.
Yeah, you had me do that the other night. Like I was sitting right
Yeah,
here talking to you, and I think after a podcast, maybe or something, and like he was almost giving me a panic attack. And when he lays it on
yeah,
strong like that too, I'll get these like triggered ticks. Like I'm almost like I have Tourette's or something. It's weird. I'll be like, like freaking weird crap like that and everything. It's like he does that to me, and it's like weird. And then I'll start being like, oh god, I'm gonna freaking like freak out because I'm gonna have a panic attack. Like, holy shit, dude. Like, I mean, it feels good, but at the same time, it's like a little too
yeah.
much, and it's like,
But that's the thing. You can show. You can. I'm pretty sure it works with other spirits as well. If you're honest, like, hey, this is too much for me. I'm getting sick. I'm gonna pass out or whatever. They will very likely respect that or respect you even more for admitting, like, you're too strong for me right now.
And he chilled out when you told me to tell him that, and he did. Like, and it was weird because like right after I did that, I forgot about how I was feeling. I was still feeling it though, I think, but it just like subsided and it melded into this new feeling that I was just like, oh yeah, wait, hey, I'm good now. Like I've probably been good for 10 minutes and I didn't even realize it. That's weird. And it was all good after that.
Actually, quite, yeah. I could really see you were changing, or yeah, you were pretty close to a panic attack. I like, yeah.
Yeah, it's
Uh,
like I either go there or I go megally stupid, silly, crazy, to where I don't really know what I might do, and I'm like I might embarrass myself, so I probably shouldn't do that because like, or I feel like I should tell the person I'm talking to like I might say some crazy crap in a minute, and don't get offended if I do because it's just gonna
yeah,
be flowing, man. Like I'm gonna open the faucet and it's just gonna keep coming out, man.
yeah. Oh, you don't need to be embarrassed for me. I mean, yeah,
You never know. You never know. But I'm glad that you say that. So you have like totally taken away your license to be pissed off at me for what you just said. So I'm gonna hold you to it.
I don't think you don't. You're not the kind of person to be pissed off at easily. I guess.
Yeah, you're probably right when I'm me, but when I'm other people, then maybe so. I don't know.
When you're
Um,
out of people, such as who?
I don't know.
Like you're
Who
being.
I don't know. Or like the other aspects of me, I don't know. I mean, there are plenty of people in my life that get pissed off at me very easily, and they don't like me very much, and they don't like who I am, and they don't like what I stand for, and they don't like anything that I do. Anything that I say is all bad. They don't like the clothes I wear. They don't like the car I drive. They don't like the freaking wallet that's in my pocket. I don't know, dude. It's just like, I don't even know.
Yeah. Yeah. Oh, yeah.
But there is because they're not our people, you know. You're my
What?
people, I'm your people. They're not our people. Like our people, like they just don't like it. You know, we smell weird and like, you know, we look funny and whatever to them. And it's like, well, yeah, I mean, I don't like you either, man. Like you freaking like totally put off this fucked up asshole energy that I just want to get away from. And I can totally relate to how they feel about me, I guess. It's just this weird thing, you know. It's like, you know, somebody opened the door to my temple recently and said, "It feels so fucked up in here. Oh my God. Like, this is just, And I'm like, that is like the most amazing place that you'll ever be. That is like heaven on earth right there. Step to the threshold and experience it for yourself. But they step to the threshold and they're like, freaking like, what the fuck? Like, seriously. And I know I'm saying fuck, and I didn't want to say fuck, but I'm saying fuck. I'm just being matter of fact. They said it just feels so fucked up. Maybe to them it does because they're just not meant to feel the goodness that is that awesome temple.
Yeah, it's just not for them. Maybe, well, I wouldn't say they're not good enough, but they're just not. They're in another world, in another dimension,
Absolutely. Yes.
literally in another dimension.
Yes.
I mean, we're supposed to. I think a lot of the world is still in the third dimension. We're supposed to be shifting into fifth, even or fourth. Like if, but fifth, if it would be best to. And that's another thing. I'm pretty sure that even as a spirit of the earth, Belial has a big hand, like rounding us up. And yeah, you're gonna have to learn the hard way, I guess, some of these lessons.
And it's like, yeah, it's like that they're, and I do feel that, and I've kind of gotten that message big time that like that the dimensions are overlapping, you know, at the moment, and it's going to cause disturbances, and you're going to see crazy stuff, and you're going to experience crazy things, and it's like it's not natural, really, for this to occur. You know, there's these dimensions that are like overlapping in a way that they're I guess it has to happen for you to step in totally from one to the next or something. I don't really know, but it would explain like why so many people experience certain things and others don't, you know, and it's like why certain people in my life can just not get certain things and they're like, what? Why would you do that? Why? Like, no, that didn't happen. I was right here with you and you saw this, but I saw this. And it's like what? Like you're blowing my mind. How could you not witness what I just witnessed and felt and saw and like tasted and touched? And you were right here, and you're telling me that none of that just happened and that I'm crazy. Like it was a real experience. It was genuine. It was freaking. I could reach out and grab it, and I probably did. You know, and it's like that would explain it. You know, like yeah, they're totally in the third dimension, and they have no perception to these other things that are occurring because they're just not meant to perceive it. They're not able to perceive it yet. I don't really know what the deal is, but you know, yeah, there was a time that I thought that I could be crazy, but I know now that I'm not. I'm not at all. As a matter of fact, I'm like way on the other side of crazy. I'm like way saner and able, more perceptive and like clear minded than they are because I'm not full of that garbage of the third dimension restrictions and limitations. I've like expanded my fucking horizons and you know, my mind is freaking had a tad bit of somewhat, if you want to call it enlightenment, a little bit, you know, and it's like they just want to put their bullcrap label on it. But, you know, I feel bad for them that they can't experience that stuff. And I know they genuinely do believe that we are crazy and that because if they can't, you know, if I couldn't perceive something too, and I had somebody next to me that was perceiving all this stuff all the time, I guess that's the only conclusion I could draw. But Yeah. And I just think it's like, you got to find a way to exist together or not, and you got to be with your people and you can all zen out and freaking push each other's potential to the next level by being together and experiencing this crazy crap and bringing the overlap even more into an overlap than it already is just by joining your energies together that are awesome and unique and freaking powerful and not like surrounding yourself in third dimension energies that are not going to allow you to freaking grow and progress at all. They're going to like keep you anchored down to their crap. That's what it feels
Yeah,
like for me.
yeah, for sure. I mean, well, it's not a bad thing to like engage in superficial things. I mean, yeah, you kind of need that, I guess, to keep grounded, maybe in a way, like keep your mind on earth somehow.
Well, that is important. And so you can take care of your daily obligations and, the things that you need to do to survive. But it's like, all that shit sucks though. It's no fun. But I know it's necessary. And I am very easily ungrounded. And you are correct there. But if you could
I wasn't
find
saying that, but
it would be great. It would be so great. It would be so fun. It'd
yeah,
be so awesome.
if you could just, yeah, be open about everything without being thought of as insane or crazy or
And on that note, man, all of us here, just embrace your craziness,
yeah,
embrace your mundaneness if you want to as well. We all have those different aspects to us.
yeah,
And I mean, this has been freaking great, dude. I've enjoyed this so much. I mean, we've been going for uh, 3 hours almost. This is like freaking crazy monumental, and it really didn't seem like it was that long. And most everybody hung in here with us the whole time. You guys are freaking awesome, dude. Like freaking like I'm like honored and I freaking love you guys for being with us and like experiencing everything that we've experienced too. It's been a beautiful evening and thank you for coming on with me, Nicoline. This is awesome. I told you it was fun, right? Did you had fun, didn't you?
yeah, sure. I had fun, and thanks everyone for watching and for listening to me and to JD, and thank you for having me, for giving me this opportunity to, well, have this experience. Yeah,
It was the first of many. I mean, I anticipate you like expect for you to come back many more times whenever you want. It's a open invitation. My door is always open. Like whatever, whenever, I'm always down.
yeah. Oh, just let me know.
Hell yeah, I'll let you know, man. I'll definitely let you know. And everybody is like loving it. Everybody's like, thank you so much. People that missed a lot of it, they can't wait to go back and like watch from the beginning. Once we end this thing and it uploads, But seriously, like all the viewers out there, like thank you guys for experiencing with this with Nicoline and I. And like I think this is a really great podcast. Very unique. Really, really awesome. I really freaking enjoyed it a lot, and I'm glad that I did it. I'm glad that you decided to do it too. I think it was something that needed to happen, and I think
Yeah,
we're all going to grow from it.
I was very, yeah, I'm not sure if I said it before, but about revealing those aspects, I was very, yeah, I was nervous that maybe I was not, it wasn't like they were gonna get angry at me, like spirits or whatever, or that people. I mean, that's one thing. Like you have to keep in mind. This is all. I could be entirely wrong. I know that, but it's just yeah. I've just been sharing some things that have come to mind. Yeah,
Well, I mean, like the spirits always tell me, man, it's like, you have to have that willingness, like to where if you're going to be wrong, you got to be wrong strong. Put yourself out there to be ridiculed and fuck it, man. Not everybody's going to
yeah.
agree with you. And if they don't, then that's cool. Whatever.
It's another thing that on the topic of Belial, there was one thing he one of the very first times he came to me. It was in a dream, I get a lot of things through dreams when I sleep. So that's when I kind of know it's not my mind making it up. But he appeared as in a sort of a drawing book, a book like book of sketches, and he looked like a zombie, like a really ugly motherfucker. So I closed it again, and then he looked, well, he looked better. And every time I looked at the picture, he started to appear less like a zombie and more like a man. And I woke up with the words, "Look behind the ugliness." And
Hell
I thought,
yeah.
oh, he's sort of challenging us to do that. And some people may call me crazy for that, or that he's playing on me. I mean, he's played his tricks with the lies and whatever, but there's really like there's a very nice spirit behind it. If you get through, if you reach through these layers, he's actually yeah, he can be nice to spend time with or to have around, and he can have a very pleasant energy. But like I said, told you the experience you had where he made you fall asleep. I think it was mostly also a test. If you would come back to him, he did that to you, and you proved yourself. It proved
Yeah. Yeah. Hell
that
yeah.
you're in.
I did it, I went back the next night and did it to it. I mean, and I
Yeah,
kind of knew that he wouldn't do that to me again, at least not the very next night. I mean, I had no fear whatsoever. I mean, I think you're right. I mean, that definitely was one hell of a freaking test for sure.
I think that's sort of what he does, and maybe some people stay in a cycle, like they maybe if you don't really understand what he did and why he did it, you're going to remain angry at him, and you're going to remain in this cycle of he's a nasty motherfucker, he's a bastard, and he's going to do it again, and then he will do it again, or you're just going to leave and never come back, and he'll have filtered you out.
Yeah, it's like
So
I'll be whatever you want me to be, baby.
yeah, he is definitely. If you call him an asshole, he will be an asshole. That's basically it. But then, if you keep in mind that for me that was a very um, it gave me some support to know that he has these lighter aspects as well. So he's not this pure evil motherfucker. That's just one aspect of him. It's not the entire being that's like that.
I mean, I haven't experienced it yet, and I hope that I don't. I really do. I'm like, like from what you're expressing, it's kind of like if you can keep that mindset, and if you can always kind of approach it that way, you're going to get what you expect to get.
Yeah, yeah, in a way, yeah, and yeah, that's. But it's also about something about the name. Um, yeah, I guess I can say that he's told me actually to not call him Belial, but I haven't. He hasn't given me a clear answer on what I should call him instead. But the way he explained it, it was like that name has a negative association. So you're calling upon some sort of angry, negative aspect. But also, how he put it is, it's not his real name. It's a name that is given to him by those that are trying to keep us down. So it's like an ugly name.
So to me, that would mean that you can really, literally call him whatever suits you best and what would mean so much to you, because it would mean so much to him. It's like, you can call me whatever you want as long as it freaking means something special to you in your heart. Whatever you
Yeah,
want to be, I'll be, man. Like, I'm like, sculpt me, like mold me like clay.
yeah. In a way, I mean, that can count for all of us, actually. But yeah, it's kind of maybe I wonder sometimes with these spirits, and especially the demons and maybe even the ends that, or the other words that we use. You might be like calling them an asshole and you don't even know it. Like, get your ass over here, motherfucker, whatever you don't know.
Love that style.
That's why I never use these incantations or whatever, because I don't know what it means. So I'm not very comfortable with that. And it's the same counts, I guess, for many of these names. That they're not doing them justice. Yeah.
That's why I like just to like go into it and just be genuine and real with it. Yeah, I mean, I did use some invocations from the Chance of Belial grimoire when I did those. But like, I kind of that kind of add some like formality to it, I guess, where really I don't really keep things very formal at all. Typically, I like to keep them loose and real and be who I am, and with the understanding that they're not going to take any disrespect to that, because they already know who I am and they know how I am, and me being how I like to be and talk how I like to talk. That it's really showing them a sense of genuineness and comfortability, I guess, that like, yeah, I'm gonna talk how I normally talk, dude. I'm gonna like flow with you how I would flow with one of my good friends here on the physical plane.
Yeah.
And I'm not gonna be like something I'm not and be all like, come to me, spirit. I'm going to talk to you now like I'm this or that or the other, not really me, And it's like freaking, no, I'm gonna be like, yo, motherfucker, come on, like, let's fucking do it like this, and you're my boy, and we're gonna freaking do this because I love you and I know you love me, and it's like fucking on. And then it's like, if they know me, then they know that's how I would be. I'm not gonna be like fucking like powerful sorcerer and come to them like in freaking like a facade of like, basically putting on airs. It's just like, that would be totally disrespectful in my opinion, because they know that's not me.
Well, because that's when they're gonna fuck you up.
Yeah. Yep.
It, and especially Belial, but I think Azazel as well. He can be very like he's gonna enjoy showing you your place. He's gonna enjoy showing you how small you are. If you're gonna
Yeah.
put big air like that, yeah, he's gonna love that.
I
Yeah,
mean, and hey, and he's only doing it because he loves you. He's like showing you some tough love. He's like, dude, I'm going to show you what a dumbass you are. And
yeah.
freaking, like, it's just tough love, man. It's all from a place of love. Take it how you want to take it.
Just like I'm pretty sure, like I told you before, that Belial is behind this. Me doing this, it's because he wants me to be open, opened up, and yeah, I guess at some point, if some of my friends or family see this and they think I'm insane or otherwise disrespectful, it's gonna show me their true colors.
Absolutely.
And the same with this whole stuff. I've been thinking about, like, I would like to do the Lake of Fire ritual. I would love that. Jump in, burn it all off, burn off everything that's not mine, that is not, and maybe, well, he's all about. I think he's connected to that, right? You need Belial for that.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah, and I sort of indirectly asked him for it. But I think maybe in a way, I'm not sure what's coming up, but then it could be like a way to show you um, who you should keep as who you should keep and who you shouldn't keep, and it's going to be hard. I mean,
Oh shit! Yeah, you're hitting on some shit right there, girl. Mm.
it's hard, but um, some some relationships are like dead weights. At some point, you're not doing anything anymore, and it doesn't make them any less valuable, like for what they were, but it's done. Like um, that conversation is over. So I think he is very good at it. May be one of his specialties to show you, um, well, who are the what energies, human spirits, whatever, what energies are dead weights to you, so you can drop it off, and it's gonna hurt maybe, or maybe it's gonna be a relief, and
Probably some of both, I would imagine, in many ways, depending on how close they are to you. And yeah, you were right on, right on, right on with it.
yeah.
God. Like fuck. Mm. Mm. Yeah,
Of course, you
that's
have to
real
be,
experience right there, buddy.
yeah. It can be very, I mean, it's gonna probably cause a lot of fights and a lot of imbalances, maybe, or maybe in some way, maybe he can actually like creating a fight, and then you get over it and you sort it out. It will improve your the relationship with that person. So he can actually also choose to strengthen a bond by creating an obstacle that you overcome together, and you'll have to thank him for it. That's actually what he did for me a few months ago. He was he sort of indirectly actually turned me against some stuff, or made me doubt a lot of things, and then sent me into a black hole for a week where I thought I couldn't trust anyone. And when all everything was clear on what he did, I'm not even sure if he was behind it alone, but it was only all for the better. Like, it made the trust actually even stronger.
I know it was hard for that week, though. It had to be very difficult, like, being in that like dark night of the soul all by yourself, feeling like um,
But
there's really
he,
nowhere to go.
I thought I had, well, I'm still very new to spirit stuff. I mean, it's been only a year, but yeah, I was in like maybe 2 months or so, and I was like, what did I just get into? And I was reading about Belial's reputation for the first time, and then things about possession and curses and imposters, and I was not exposed to that before that. And I mistrusted everything and yeah. I thought I was like in huge trouble, and that I, like, yeah, walked into the lion's cage by
And
accident.
then he gave it to you, right? It was like you read it, and then it's like then you kind of expected it, and then he's like, "Well, we'll manifest it, and here you go. Live in it, lay in it, waller in
And
it for a little bit, and I'll bring you on back, baby."
yeah, he just gave me the idea that I walked into the lion's cage, but then made sure that he, well, he made sure that I became aware that I'm a lion too. sort of that there is no, or that I'm not prey. That they could harm us, of course, but I mean, I could kill my two rabbits over there, but I don't. I can do it, but I'm not doing it. So yeah, I have to thank him for that, and that's the moment I got a lot of respect for him
And
because
it's
I
like,
hated.
I'm sorry.
Huh?
No, I said I'm sorry. I didn't mean to interrupt you.
Yeah, I cannot reveal too much about too many details about it to the degree of who he set me up against and how bad that was, like my very foundations that crumbled. And yeah, it was very heavy for me, very bad, and I hated him for it. When I found out, like, you all along, you did this, you tricked me into thinking this or that about that situation. You tricked me into thinking the very worst things about, yeah, what could happen, and mistrust everything. But it also led me to work on my defenses and how to um, actually be prepared for if someone is trying to deceive me, or if someone with actual ill intentions is trying to deceive you. And yeah, it was like
Yeah.
it was a big setup, but it was all training
It's
in
like
the end.
you have to become the prey in order to understand the mind of the predator, and then you have to become the predator then to understand the mind of the prey. So it's like if you become both sides of it, then you know how the other one is going to pursue you. And when you're the predator, you know where that prey is going to like run and hide and how it's going to act and like where it might be. And it's like when you can do that and experience both sides, you have like a much better understanding and appreciation for like what it is to be everything. You know, it's freaking crazy.
Well, he really is. You called him Mr. Miyagi. You called him, that's what he is. He is Mr. Miyagi. I call him my, like, um, my defense against the dark arts teacher, because he will, yeah, he has been creating scenarios. Like, he creates a stage, he stages something, and you're gonna get freaked out and scared. Yeah, yeah, like, he would act as if he's trying to possess me, and I'd have to fight him off. And but it would be so convincing that I thought he's trying to get in me, and you end up fighting him off, and he smiles. He will go away laughing, like, and then um, you can see that as, oh, he's mocking me and he's gonna come back, or you can see that as, well, he's happy because I passed the test, or it's, yeah, it really is like that, like some boxing instructor. He's gonna give you punches, and then it's gonna be for your own good.
Yeah, dude, it's total tough love, man. And I love it, you know. I mean, I guess if you know how to put it in the proper perspective and you know like that you're going to learn and grow from it, it's like all part of the training regimen. It
Yeah,
seems
it
like.
is. It's like a drill well, not even a drill instructor. I mean, he can be chill afterwards, but if you appreciate what he does and are able to be sort of relaxed about it, like, you keep that in the back of your mind, like, he just punched me, and then you sort of regenerate, and okay, he did it because he's my teacher. And that way, yeah, you'll be ready for if someone with actual ill intentions is going to attack you. You will know because you had to defend yourself against Belial, who is a very strong motherfucker.
Yeah,
So
if you can fight him off, you should be able to kind of like fight anybody or anything off, really. You know, you'll be ready and like conditioned for it, you know?
he's setting the bar very high for you. And then at the same time, he's never going to really. I mean, I never experienced that actually, but I'm pretty sure it's going to be like he's going to like attempt, like pretend to attack you and miss, or like that. It's going to be training. Yeah.
Well, hey, man, you know, like that's sparring and that kind of thing, and putting some real world scenario in it and going through those motions, really more than going through the motions, kind of making it, you know, a very real type of, you know, situational thing. It's like, yeah, I mean, what better way to learn?
I mean, we're going to have to fight off these assholes that are trying to keep us down. Like, if you want to punch the false lights, better get ready.
I've tangled with it a few times for sure. And I know there's some other people on here that have too. And it's like very similar spirit as well. And yeah, he's, you know, he's an asshole, but at the same time, I know he's like also necessary and he's kind of doing a job and he's like there kind of like it's hard to really know what side he's really on. It's like, are you really a false light or are you like on my side, but you're like another real world aspect of like what my training's all about? Like, are you like Belial's avatar that's like this, you know, like simulation of the false light that I have to fight. So when I do have to fight it, I'll really be able to do it because I really already thought I already beat it, but maybe I didn't. Maybe that was just like a little test there too. You never fucking know, man.
Yeah.
It's all a mind fuck, dude.
I had a very kind of a funny dream where I was literally put in this horror house, and I knew it was staged. They were all actors, but I really had to defend myself against them. They were carrying real weapons and stuff, and I had to go through this thing and complete it. And at the end was the big boss at the top level of, I don't know how many story
Yeah,
buildings.
King Koopa, man. It was King Koopa.
It was a big clown, like some it clown, and I just knew it was Belial. I knew it, like it was just him dressed as a clown, and he was the big boss, and I had to defeat him or something. And I ended up like in his, and I told him, "Yeah, dude." I think I actually called him dude. I'm wake up now. This is like my alarm clock was going or something. So yeah, your actors have done a great job. Thank you for the experience. And I'm really, yeah, I said thank you for setting this up for me. And, I wanted to fist bump. I was like, yeah, want to know, like, we're cool. We're still cool, right? We fought each other, but we're still cool. And he gave me like that. Yeah, we're cool.
No
Fist
way,
bump.
really?
Yeah,
Ah, yeah, I did that shit to him too. Yeah, like pound it, motherfucker. Like, yeah, what the fuck?
that's something I sort of always do when he puts me through these sort of tests. And yeah, then before we part, so yeah, ask him, we're cool, right? And then
And
he said, yeah,
he'll like pound your fist, like, yeah, motherfucker, hell yeah.
yeah, like, so then
That's
we
crazy, dude. Oh my god, I like totally did that with him too. I like didn't even know that was like a thing of his. I thought that was my thing, and like, you know, I'm doing his thing. Do you hear that shit? It's crazy.
what?
I can hear it. Yeah, I'm hearing some stuff in the background that shows up on this little camera that I have sometimes, but I kind of thought it was the camera, but it's
Mm,
not the camera because I'm hearing it on here. It's very crazy, dude.
yeah.
Yeah, Orleano's what I'm talking about. You heard it? Yeah, it's coming through here now. It's like total freaking other dimension noises are coming through. Like,
This is me moving a bottle on the like that's a glass bottle.
it's similar, but it's different though. It's
Yeah.
I've heard it so many times, like in the past 6 years or however long I've even had that thing, 4 or 5 years, that like I'm in tune with it. Like I know it like the back of my hand that I don't probably even
Okay.
know that well, but I know it good. It was
I
definitely bleeding through.
This would just be us talking and having a drink like usual.
Yeah, I told you, right? I told you, like, yeah, it's just gonna be like not
You
really feeling like a podcast. It's just gonna feel like we're chilling and talking, which is what we're
Yeah.
doing, really. There's no.
Well, there's so much more that I wanted to share, but I think we're running out of time. And
Well, that's because we're gonna do another for episode 2 and episode 3 and 4 and 5 and 15. Like it's gonna be awesome.
yeah,
It's gonna be sweet as shit, man.
yeah.
It is, man. And I loved it. I really did. Like, and I know there's some more of you out here in the chat that would probably want to come on and freaking talk crazy shit. And we can do just let me know. We'll do it. But we're definitely going to do this again very soon, Nicoline, like next week or whenever you want to do it. And I had a blast. I really did. This is great. And I think that how do you even say it? I don't know how you say his name, the way you say it. I can't even think right now. But Belial is very pleased, I'm sure. And like Lucifer and Azazel and freaking Paimon are all happy as hell. Like everybody got mentioned and like nobody got left out. And yeah. And then I think of all you guys that are here that were stayed with us for like freaking 3 freaking hours or more. Like, and they really did. I mean, you guys freaking awesome. All of you. I love all of you. And, yeah. Fuck yeah. Like that's how I have to at the end. It's got to be a fuck yeah in there. I mean, I don't care if it seems like a jack off session because I said fuck too many times. I really kept it light, man. I bet you I didn't say fuck 500 times when I could have. And I resisted. Just like Belial says to resist, I resisted that shit. And I didn't do it. And after I get
Wow.
off of here, I'm going to go fuck, 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 fuck. And I'm going to say fuck like 500 times to make up for it.
Yeah.
I'm just gonna fill myself with that fucking energy. Can't wait. But thank you for being on here, and we all freaking love you. And your artwork is amazing, and you are freaking awesome. And you have glorious dreads too. Those dreads, like, just don't quit. Like they are freaking awesome, and I love them. And I can't wait to have my very own. And yeah, I have that, like I told you, it's total dread envy, man. And I loved it so much. It's like a little puppy. I had to go out and I'm gonna get my very own.
Yeah, we're gonna start the Order of the Dread or whatever.
Yeah, it's gonna be fucking monumental.
Yeah, and the requirements like you need dreadlocks to be in.
Exactly. That's why I'm starting now, dude. I'm starting now. I'm like, it's like New Year's and I'm starting my workout for the summer. So I can look good in 6 months, but I'm going to need about a year or more. So yeah, it's like September and I'm starting for June right now. My hair is not very long yet, but you will not see it. It will not see the light of day until it looks something like that, maybe just a few inches long, but they'll still be cool. There will be very few that are going to get to see what's under the hat until then, because that's just not going to happen.
I saw it.
I know you did. Oh my God. Yeah, it's embarrassing. It's really embarrassing. But it's clean and soft. It's clean and soft. It definitely is.
If you're
it's there.
It's gonna be well, it could be clean, but definitely not soft. Like
It looks soft though.
They are not.
And as long as it smells like lemon and honeysuckle, I'm sure it's fine. And
I
I'll
don't know.
interpret it as a soft. It'll be great.
It smells like the soap I use. Yeah,
Does it smell
that's
like
it.
dirt? I know a lot of people's dreads smell like dirt. So,
Yeah,
dirt can be okay too, I guess.
yeah, sticks and dirt, right?
It's fucking sticks and dirt, man. Sticks, dirt, mud, fucking dreads, dude.
They're gonna smell like sticks and dirt, I'm sure.
Yeah, they might taste like sticks and dirt. Have you tasted it lately?
As long as they don't smell like balls, right?
Ha! Yeah, dude. Fuck yeah, man. I haven't done that in a while. I need to do that. I need to. Did you just hear that? Did you just hear that? That's what I'm talking about. Like, yeah, yep. As long as it doesn't smell like balls, I mean, I think that's got to be kind of socially acceptable in certain parts of the world. If you smell like balls, your hair smells like balls, or your balls smell like balls, it's like that's how it is, man. You
Yeah.
know, I mean, some people on this chat might not even know what balls smell like, and I have them, so I know. And then I had this freaking like uncle that like always smelled like balls, and I'm like, damn, dude, I wish I could tell him that he always smells like balls, but like, how do you even approach him like that? Like, talk to you man to man for a minute and be like, yo, dude, um, every time I'm around you, you smell like balls, man. Like, what the fuck? Like I don't know how you even do that. So you just have to let it go. And every time you see him, you know what to expect. It's like if you expect he's going to smell like balls, he probably will. And I always
Yeah,
expect it because he always does. And he like never disappoints me. That's how it
yeah.
goes.
I wonder what spirits smell like. It reminds me. Oh my god, that was when I was really just on the verge of being, well, uh, revealed some of these spirits' names, so to say, just put it that way, or just it just sort of happened, and um, I had my first um, conscious contact with Lucifer and King Paimon, both of them. And yeah, just very shortly after that, I was thinking hmm, maybe he really is a devil, and he's deceiving me. He's trying to be nice, and then he's going to screw me over. And that maybe all of us, everyone that's in the occult, is just fucked up. Like we're all screwed. They're all
It's
going
very possible.
to ask, and yeah, you are going to hell, and it's all like whatever the Bible said is all real. We're evil motherfuckers, and we tricked you all. And I so I went to sleep, and I woke up, and I clearly saw Lucifer and King Paimon next to my bed. Like sometimes in this state when you are not really awake yet, you can your senses become stronger and stuff. So I saw them clearly, and it smelled like vanilla. Like there was
Mm.
this sweet, like can cotton candy smell. It was sort of wrapped like in clouds. There were clouds of this sweet scent, and they kept repeating, "We're not evil. We're not evil. We're not evil. Guys, we're good." And I said to them, "Yeah, I know you're not evil. I just need some time." And then I fell back asleep again.
I mean, dude, how can vanilla cotton candy ever be evil?
It was,
It's soft and freaking, it's not juicy, but it's delicious. It's soft and fluffy and delicious. I mean, that's
it was like
fuck
really,
yeah.
they were actually sort of emitting pink clouds. What are you doing? But yeah, that's when I smell the spirit, or like they put on perfume, or
Yeah, I
yeah,
kind of had one of my first experiences with that last night, actually. Out of nowhere, I didn't have a cigarette going. I didn't have any incense lit, any candles or anything. I was chilling there painting and, talking and like chatting with someone. And like, I got this pipe tobacco smell, like strong as shit. And I was like, what the fuck? Like, I've really never experienced that before. And it was like so predominant and like real, man. I was like, what is this? Like, I was expecting for something else to kind of happen after that, but nothing did. But it lingered around for a good 20 minutes. But man, I mean, I love the smell of pipe tobacco. It's awesome.
Yeah,
But it was strong, man. It was freaking like very, very pungent. Yeah, it was aromatic. That's what it was. Aromatic, whatever you call it, whatever the word is.
I once had this. They sometimes say that demons, like actual dark demons, bring this bitter taste. And I didn't believe it, but then I'm not sure who it was. I'm suspecting Belial, actually, or Azazel maybe. He was just nearby, and I got this bitter, like, like very nasty taste in my mouth. It was. I think they were play. They were playing with that.
Yeah, he's like, I'm not a vegetarian. It doesn't taste like strawberries and pineapples.
Ugh. I don't even. It kind of felt like maybe they really did touch my tongue or something, because it felt like if you touch, like, I mean, I've done it as a kid, like licking a batteries. If you put your tongue
We're
on
gonna
it,
do
and
that next time. Everybody, we're gonna tell everybody have a battery. We're all gonna lick that shit and see what happens at the same time.
it felt like that. What's happening here?
Wow.
Yeah,
Got that tingle and tasted like kind of bitter as well.
yeah. It wasn't very nice, but it was kind of funny at the same time. I mean,
Mm.
it could have freaked me out, but yeah, again, that's one of the things you can expect when you start to work with Belial. You're gonna have to be okay with that. Like, he does that, and yeah, it's gonna make you laugh or it's gonna make you hate him. If you're gonna fight it, you're gonna have a very bad time.
You
If
like
you,
both have to bring some sugar, in with the lemons and make lemonade, together.
yeah, just make it fun or go with the flow, or yeah, you know it was a snake when you picked it up. Yeah,
Exactly.
yeah,
That's right.
that,
I wouldn't be surprised if it bit me, I'd be like, yeah, it's a snake. That's what they do.
yeah, and don't give him shit for it. And then yeah, I had so many. I think I've had the funniest and the worst moments with Belial. The others are all sort of in between, but he's definitely been the most like.
Yeah, dude, he's the bad boy that all the freaking girls love to freaking love and hate because I've explained this before, and I'm going to do it really quickly because I had this understanding. Can't remember who told me because I've always been like a nice dude, and it didn't really serve me well when I was younger. I always saw all these bad boys getting all these freaking hot chicks, and I was like, what the fuck? Why do they always like? Why do the chicks always like these dumbass bad boys, right?
Mhm.
And this person was like, let me tell you why. Okay, so your emotions are like a freaking meter, basically, right? So you've got like the happy side, and you've got the pissed off side, or whatever, unhappy, happy, whatever. And a nice guy kind of keeps you right here all the time. He's agreeable, he's nice. You don't really experience much, you stay in this zone. With the bad boy, you go over here, and you get to go over here. And you get to go back over here again, and you go over here. You get to experience the whole full spectrum of emotions. And you freaking like love him, but he's such a piece of shit asshole. But then he can be so sweet, and it's just like, what the fuck? I don't want to be an asshole, Like, so do I need to be a fucking asshole sometimes just for the sake of pretending to be so that I can stimulate her emotional fucking scale? What the fuck is that?
That's not, no, that's not very accurate, I think. That's not accurate. Or maybe in a way, but it doesn't count only for men. I mean, men look for the same thing in women as well. This whole feisty thing.
Well, I don't picture you as ever falling for a bad boy anyway. You'd be like, fuck that. Like I see through your shit. I don't need that shit.
I don't care. I don't like it at all. I mean, no way. I don't need that. But I can see why others do, in the same way that these bad boys really like the feminine women, because for the women, this is just my personal views on things, but I think it has to do with the duality of male versus female, and that a lot of people are not very comfortable with experiencing the other or the opposite sex within themselves.
You're right.
For instance, okay, I'm speaking from a woman's point of view. Well, I'm actually quite. I mean, I'm drinking beer, whatever. I'm quite comfortable with being man, and I'm actually actively searching for my masculine part within myself. But it's another story. Um, yeah, I think they're looking for confirmation. Like you look for a confirmation that you are indeed a female. So who else to do that than a very masculine man? Because if you're going to go for a nice guy who has more feminine qualities, he's not going to give you that very strong contrast that you need. They want the contrast. They want that man to be very different from them. And the opposite is true too. I think that these very masculine men that are afraid of their feminine side, they want that masculinity to be um, confirmed as well. So they go for very feminine women, and they're gonna be a bad boy because that's what they think masculine people do. When it comes to
And I guess that's true. It's very true. But it's like I'm definitely more of like a feminine type of guy. I would think, just based on people's perception of me overall, based on their
I mean,
comments and whatever else. But I love very feminine women. I mean, I love all kinds of women, but I do really love me some very feminine women. And it's like, I don't know. Maybe I'm just like that freaking like, oddball type of like, exception to the rule. Maybe. I don't know.
yeah,
Very
I
possible.
consider myself really to be a woman, 100%. I mean, yeah, I'm quite open about that too. I mean, when I was like teenager, like in my early teens, I was not okay with having a female body. I really didn't want that. And when
So
I got,
beautiful though. Like the female body is like so fucking beautiful. It's like the ultimate example of a freaking like specimen of creation. It's like an art form in and of itself. It's fucking amazing.
hmm, yeah, I don't know. I think, yeah, I mean, I accept that I'm female, and that's it. I feel more like I actually feel we should all sort of strive to be more androgynous, but also strive to have both energies, just like the spirits that we work with. But we're able to shift between the two.
Absolutely. And I definitely can. I mean, I can definitely be a man when I need to be. There's no doubt about it. But like I just kind of prefer to like roll with the female energy, It just
Can you
works,
be
feels natural.
what does the woman inside you look like? Who is she? Have you ever?
She looks hot as a motherfucker, man. She looks exactly like you would think a woman would look.
No,
Just
I mean, I'm serious right now.
like, what does she look like? I don't know. I've never considered that really, to be honest with you. But I would think that she would just be like everything that I look for in a woman. You know, it's weird, right? So it's
Yeah,
like
but
I want to do myself, dude. I want to do my own perception of myself, of my feminine self. You know.
yeah, but you, what you just said, everything you look for in a woman, that means everything that you are lacking.
Maybe I
And
am lacking it, you know. That's yeah, it's what I want, I guess. Everything that I want, yeah. Because if I wanted, I obviously don't have it, right?
yeah,
I'm not aware that I do. Yeah, yeah, yeah.
I think that's an important thing that people, all of us, have to work on. Like, if you really want to be happy, I'm not sure where this is going, but yeah, things you're looking for in another, maybe try looking for that in yourself.
Yeah, damn. Fucking nuclear missile up in this bitch. Fuck. Damn. Yeah, dude. No doubt, right? Yeah, no shit. That takes things to a whole nother level, dude. Yeah, dude. That's yeah, I don't need anybody, dude. I'll do it myself. I
Yeah,
got everything I need all right here.
but that's I've been into this whole. I mean, you know that, and that's actually quite personal. But this whole soulmate concept, I can't believe I'm saying this live, but oh, you're gone. But I've been into that for quite a while, like for maybe 13, 14 years, something. I've been exposed to those ideas of how um, soul relationships work, and yeah, you really have to be whole with yourself before you can. Oh yeah, of course you can. You can be with. You can have very, uh, I'd say, nutritious. That's like a literal Dutch translation. Very useful relationships, of course, along the way. But the goal is to be whole with yourself first, and then, at least these are my own findings or my own experiences. And once you are whole and you are not trying to fill up a certain emptiness, the things that you are missing with the energy of someone else,
Yeah, like you're
like,
dependent upon them basically.
and you're content with yourself, like you're happy with yourself, and that's when you can truly start to feel like emerge in these soul relationships, like really create a bond. And um, it would be like receiving instead of taking, and you can start to give because
Hell yeah.
you have you will have plenty of energy because you're not pulling.
You're not pulling and taking from their reserves and their tank totally to fill yours. And at some point you can't take anymore because you've taken it all. You've
Yeah, I
like,
mean,
yeah.
if you have it all, if you have what you want, if you have found what you want within yourself, then that's when you can truly also be of service towards others. And that's when similar, I don't know how am I going to put this, you will attract like-minded or the souls that are at the same level of knots.
Yeah, they're
And
like vibrating and they resonate with your vibration and energy because it's like two
and
peas in a pod, man.
they will have this understanding of giving and receiving instead of sending and taking. That's, yeah,
I understand what you mean, and I mean you're very right. And it's like, you want. I know everybody wants to experience that in their life. You want to like. It's like that there is this thing out there because you feel it inside of you, but yet it's like you can never really truly find it in anyone else. At least you think that you can't. And it's really disappointing when you're like, fuck, dude, like there is nobody in this fucking world that can like love to the degree and the depths that I can give them and they could give it back to me. It's like I keep trying to give it to these people and they don't even know how to take it because they can't even like fathom the understanding of what it is I'm trying to give to them. It's like, it's like I'm trying to put like a freaking square peg in a like circular hole and it just doesn't work. They don't get it and I can't give it to them. And it leaves me kind of like, what the fuck? But then when you do meet somebody like that and it fucking fits, and you're like, what the fuck? It is crazy, man. Oh my God. That shit
yeah.
is like, wow, dude. And it's like, yeah. It's like
At the,
all you have to do is they just need to put that shit key in there, and it's like you don't even need anything else from them. Like they did that, and like everything's good. And it's like then you're just like running on freaking like uh you're like running on freaking hydrogen. Then it's like an unlimited freaking fuel source that like you'll never deplete. It's fucking beautiful.
yeah, but at the same time, you gotta love yourself with that same amount. You have to be, yeah. It's very okay to love yourself. Like all this energy that you're putting into others, and maybe it's sort of all in vain if they're not receiving it. It's no use. You better use it on yourself. Yeah, that's. I think there's a lot of people. Well, maybe it's one of the things that we've been brainwashed into thinking it's wrong to love yourself.
Yeah, well, I
And
mean, I think it's like society makes us think that it is wrong to love yourself because then you're like a conceited asshole. And but
mm,
it's like you have to, though. I mean, if you don't love yourself, you can't love anyone else. If you don't know how to love yourself, then how are you going to know how to love anybody else? And um, I know it's hard to love yourself because it's like, yeah, like culturally, and like it's kind of like you're supposed to be like so selfless and so unabsorbed, and like you're so conceited and so typical arrogant asshole if you do love yourself. But it's like you
you
have
have to,
to.
because you have to take care of yourself. If you don't take care of yourself, you're not going to be there for anyone else either.
Exactly. And it's just like this. I'm going to say this. I've said it before. It's like, it reminded me when I was on the airplane last time. They were like, in the event of emergency and the freaking oxygen mask falls, you got to put it on you first before you put it on somebody else. Because if you don't put it on you, how are you going to put it on somebody else? Because you're going to be passed the fuck out, and then you're both passed out and you're dead.
Yeah,
So you got to do you first, man. And it's hard to do though. It's like, when you're not used to that, you're like, I've been living for other people for fucking 20 years. How am I going to live for me now? What the fuck? Like, tell me, teach me, show me how to do it. It's fucking crazy. It's like the stewardess just showed you. Put the fucking
that,
mask on your face, dude. That's all you got to do.
that's why you've been working with Belial lately. Like you got this push. You need to do this. Yeah,
Yeah, you're right, man. You're right, dude. You're absolutely right, man.
sometimes like selfish. I mean, he's the master of that in a way. Like to a certain degree, he's not selfish. I mean, but as his aspects of Belial, he's quite. Well, there's another interesting thing is that when I started to realize that these spirits are real, I was very much against this hierarchy. I thought it was bullshit. Like I don't I don't want to bow down to because someone may have been created earlier than me, whatever. I don't know how that works, but or because someone has this sort of title. I mean, I never bowed down to any god. I never prayed like that. I was never, because I was never Christian, I guess, or never into that. So I'm not used to it. Like, I'm not going to, I'm not really going to accept that they're sort of my bosses. I've always been about, well, I called myself, I used to call myself a spiritual anarchist. Like, and then I read what Belial is about, and I, yeah, he's my guy. He's what I want to be him. I want to be like him.
Yeah, it's like
So that,
fuck seniority, man. Seniority doesn't mean shit.
well, I mean, maybe in a way it does, but like, I don't know how to put that. It's just whatever everything he's about. It's so it resonates with me big time. I want to be him in a way. I actually told him that I want some of you. Like I want to you. Yeah, he's my role model. And but at the same time, it's also with this certain type. Yeah, there is like some respect in a way. Like he's not going to completely screw over, and he has morals and stuff. But still, he is the spiritual anarchist.
Yeah, I can
Yeah.
feel that too. And it's like, I mean,
Remember,
it's like you have to like understand your own personal power and where you're at spiritually. And it's kind of like maybe something you were going to mention and touch on here. The whole kind of like spiritual ladder thing. It's just like, yeah, I mean, there are some people that are on a higher rung than other people, and like, don't feel bad about it if you are, and like, accept it. Like, don't take yourself down two steps because you feel bad that other people aren't where you're at. Fucking be happy about where you're at and embrace it, and like, don't feel like embarrassed because your level's higher than other people and that kind of thing. And if you are, believe it and
yeah,
embrace it, and don't be like, oh well, I'm gonna feel like a conceited asshole if I'm two steps higher than you. I'm gonna like come climb down and be with you just so I don't make you feel bad, hurt your feelings, like make you
I-
feel like less. Like, I'll help you to
if
try to come up if I can. I'm not gonna come down.
if you take into account this whole thing about the fall, whatever fall really happened, you can be kicked off that highest step whenever. Yeah, it can happen. I mean, I'm pretty. Yeah, you could be an ascended being, like almost at the highest level, and then some asshole comes and kicks you off, and you're all the way down again.
Yeah, you have to always be humble and like don't have so much pride in yourself that you think that you're infallible, but you have to
Yeah,
like embrace your greatness and like relish your victories and like see them for what they are, and to just never take it too far. Like, don't
yeah.
inflate your head with bullshit if it's not warranted.
That's another thing Belial taught me. That yeah, you really have to know your place. If your place is down or up or in the middle or whatever, like or somewhere in the side, like yeah, know your place, know where you are, and it's okay to be open about it as long as you don't disrespect others along the way. You're you can be higher up on the ladder and you can be kicking others in the face with your feet, or you can just be higher up in in the ladder and know that you're up there and reach a hand and get the other ones up there as well.
Right. Like, lead by example, and like don't try to keep them down like you're staying down there, motherfucker. Because as long as you're down there, I'm going to be up here higher than you, and it's like, that's a fucked up like way to be, it's like, why would you give a fuck, really? Like, it's really not that important. But like that, if you are higher up than the other people, and it's like, and if someone's higher than you, like if they're not going to help you to pull you up, then you need to work your ass off and do what you got to do to get up there, and then when you do get up there with them, you're not going to throw them down. You're just going to be like, yeah, I'm up here now, dude. What?
Yeah.
We can be friends, or either like whatever, but I'm going to keep on going, like eventually all these other motherfuckers are going to catch up to you. If all you're worried about is trying to keep them down, you need to focus on yourself and keep moving up.
Yeah. Yeah. That's it. Or you can move sideways a bit, like.
Sure. Yeah, I guess it really is more kind of like a horizontal movement than it is a lateral movement anyway. But it's like, I guess we kind of always just envision it as like you're climbing upwards, and really you're expanding outward.
Yeah, that's yeah. I wonder how many people are still watching.
There's still a lot of people here, but I know like I'm about tripping up in this bitch, and I don't even know what I'm even saying really anymore. I'm like,
I mean,
I'm in a weird place, man. Like I'm not in a weird place, really.
That's it. I completely forgot that we're live.
Yeah, right. I know, right? It's cool, isn't it? Yeah, man. We were just flowing and just kicking it like we do, like, hell yeah.
There's this little word here saying live, so
yeah,
we can talk for hours. But I kind of need a break, actually. I don't mind coming back later, but I do need a break.
Yeah, well, we're gonna do it again. We're gonna do it again very soon, man. And this time we're really gonna do it. We're gonna fucking do it. This is how we're gonna do it. I love you motherfuckers out there. You guys fucking rock. All of you here, each and every one of you, all of you, and that means you and you and you and you and you and you and you, all 18 of you, and the other ones that were here, 30, whatever. Like, fucking love you guys. Really, and I love you, Nicoline. You're the bomb. And thank you for coming on. Like, really, it was fucking totally magical. It's totally magical, dude. Like, I knew it would be. I could see it. I knew it was gonna be awesome. I did. And thank you for getting me to do it, because motherfucking Dennis Eggleston is up in this bitch. Holy motherfucking shit. God damn.
You talked me,
brother.
Well,
yeah, days ago, before I was in the gutter, and then I was in the gutter earlier, like, oh man, like shit, but I was like, I'll do it, like, and I'm glad I did, because I feel so much better, dude, like everybody. What's that? Oh, really? Oh, I didn't even see it, dude. Yeah, it's, you never know, man. You never know. What's up, Dennis? Hell yeah.
The sun has come up here. I mean, this is like bedtime for me.
It's yeah, well, I got a while here, but I wanted to mention real quickly, anybody on here, if you want the best fucking tarot reading that you ever fucking had from the freaking awesomest motherfucker in the world, this dude on the chat, Dennis Eggleston, Travel Tarot, you can find him on YouTube. He's freaking awesome. He's incredible. He will blow your mind with his amazing tarot astrological skills. You need to freaking hit him up. And it's like, I'm going to blow your mind right now, Dennis. I think I know your email is like, is it thatworks2222@gmail.com? I think it is. Right? Right. And again, it's like thatworks222242s@gmail.com. Yep. Boom. There you go. Yeah. Nice little plug for my boy. But like, he really did. He's giving me some awesome fucking shit, fucking readings. I'm telling you, the best ever. Fucking ever. You'll fucking love it. Hit him up. He's a freaking one of a kind, fucking real OG motherfucker from, I don't know where you're from, but he looks like he's from California, but he might not be. But that's besides the point. I'm back to like, yeah, I'm set tripping right now. Yeah, there you go. Spot on point, motherfucker. So thank you, Nicoline, for being on with us, man. And like, it was fucking great. Like, we're gonna leak batteries next time. and we're gonna show off some more artwork, and we're gonna like maybe on one of the episodes you can cut some dreads off and like give them away, dude. I want one. That would be cool, right?
I just cut them off recently. I don't know.
I know that disappointed the shit out of me too. I would definitely not have you do that on this show. Like hell no, that would not happen at all. Like as far as I'm concerned, that should never have happened. It should never happen ever again, ever.
It will probably next year again when they get too heavy. I do it each year. Just cut them off.
You're building muscle, man. You know, supporting your spine and your neck, and taking pressure off of your breast. You know, like so your back will be straighter and all that shit, man. I mean, it's necessary function.
It's giving me headaches.
That's style with functionality. You know, like that's like everything that anyone could ever want, right?
Yeah, you want my dreadlocks. I'm gonna like attach them to your head. You can feel the weight that you can feel the weight that I lost a few like 2 months ago when I cut them off.
I would love it, dude. I would love it just like I love chocolate and peanut butter, dude. You know, it would be great. It would be great. Yeah, it'd be awesome. We're gonna do this now. We're gonna do it. We're gonna do it. Like we're gonna end it. It's gonna end. It's all coming to an end. This fucking world that we have just created here tonight, that we all existed in for 4 fucking hours. That's all it is, and all it'll ever be. It was like fucking like the shortest existence of anything. We're gonna have a big boom, and the next time we're on, it's gonna be a new creation. It's gonna be the big boom all over again, and we're gonna do it again. It's gonna be fucking awesome, and then we're gonna kill again at the end too. Just so that it's gonna be fucking awesome. Right? Yeah. Okay. So yeah. Love you, motherfuckers. I love you, Nicoline. Thank you. And yeah. So we're gonna do it. We're doing this, man. I am gonna push the fucking button.
Sure. Thanks everyone for watching, and thank you, JD, for having me. And yeah.
Right on, dude. Right on. You're fucking welcome. Love you, motherfuckers. And I'm gonna fucking do it. I'm gonna do it right now.